What's going on, everybody? How's it going? We are doing a mailbag today. Yeah, it's been I don't know, been a while since we've done a live stream, and as you can see, things look quite different than what you remember. I mean, usually I have my big table and all that kind of stuff, but making some changes. You'll have a channel update pretty soon. Probably either tomorrow or Sunday. I'm gonna be doing like a channel update. I'm gonna be doing some channel changes and things like that. But yeah, that's for another thing. This is gonna be the mailbag episode. This kind of came out of me wanting to just do mailbags because I love mailbags. I think they're one of the funnest things to actually um, kind of watch and kind of dive into when it comes to like beer stuff or any stuff like in sports stuff. One of my favorite things to watch is or listen to podcast wise is lists, all kinds of lists, all kinds of different kind of questions and answers and all that kind of stuff. And mailbags tend to be some of the more funner ones that are done. So I figured I'd do my own. Put out there not too long ago. A little less than a month ago, I put out a kind of call for y'all to kind of send off some mailbag questions and things like that. And yeah, got a decent response off of it. Not a ton of questions, but what we'll do is we'll focus on those questions and run through those. And then since we're doing this as a live stream, if you guys want to fire off any kind of questions in the question area over there, you're more than welcome to. Also, Thomas from Window Beer Review from Thomas chiming in already. What's going on? He says hi everyone. Hello, what's going on, brother? And Raul says cheers. What's going on, homie? Hopefully everybody's enjoying their holidays. I know, obviously if you're overseas, you're not going to be celebrating Thanksgiving, but over here in the States we do. And I had a pretty amazing Thanksgiving, to be perfectly honest with you. It was the first Thanksgiving that I've with my son, who's been a driving force pretty much with everything I do as of late. I want to check the stream real quick, so let me bring this up and see what's going on. And it was awesome, man. I couldn't I know having a kid is awesome. Everybody's like, it's awesome. It's one of the best things you can do, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. I understand that. But I never knew it was going to be this awesome, to be perfectly honest with you. And it has been pretty fantastic. I am going to mute myself really quick so I can. And we're back. I just wanted to make sure everything was synced up. So I got a new camera. Pretty much all my beer reviews and predominantly everything I've done has been via my iPhone. I think it's done a really good job. I've got the brandy newest iPhone, got a bunch of storage so I could hold all my videos on there. Well, I'm a fundamental kind of what's the word I'm looking for? I'm a change kind of person. Every now and then I'll get a hankering and I just want things to be different. Every time I'll get a hankering, I want things to kind of adjust and be different. And I kind of just wanted to make a pivot. And this shouldn't be talked about here. This is a channel update thing, but just changing the way I do beer reviews, changing the format, changing my room around. Everything is quite a bit different. So this is probably going to be very close to what you guys see moving forward as far as just beer reviews in general. So yeah, we'll see what's what. But that's for the channel update. For like I was saying, Thanksgiving was pretty cool. My son is now just a skosh over 8 months old, and he's pretty damn cool. He's been pretty, as far as I know, and for far as what people have told me. I don't want to sound too much like a homer because I love my own kid. Ooh. Is that he's pretty advanced for his age. He is just over 8 months old. He is moving and shaking all over the place, eating stuff. Like he's been handling things like super crazy cool. Let's like, I don't want to show a video, but there's this one video of him I took, and it blew my mind. So he's actually feeding himself with a spoon at 8 months old. I think that's kind of crazy. We have to put it in the stuff for him, but he can't scoop himself. But it was so cool. I know this is supposed to be about beer, but it was so cool. Like we put the spoon in some of his food, and he went to go grab it, and he went like this. With his right hand, but I'm showing you with my left. He went like this and dropped it, and he dropped it onto his high chair, but it was right here. He didn't try to use this arm. He immediately went like this and grabbed it, pulled it up, put it in his dominant hand. He knew he couldn't get it with his left hand immediately, or his right hand, and grabbed it and transferred it and started eating. I was like blown away by the coolness of that moment for me and for my wife and stuff like that. So anyway, so it's been an awesome holiday. For those that celebrate, hopefully you guys have one too. We're going into the throes of the witching hour of 2021. We're a month away from Christmas and all that fun stuff that goes with it. Starting to weed through my beer review best of beer reviews that I'll be gonna do every year. I'm not sure what format I'm gonna follow. Every year I kind of do a little bit different. The shelfies will always be there, and my favorites will always be there. I think last year I just did top 20 and a separate shelfie one, I believe. Might be the case with this year. We'll see what's what. Anyway, let's get down to these goddamn questions. So like I said, about a month ago, I fired off a want for questions, and a few people responded, which was pretty cool. I didn't expect a huge windfall of responses, but we got a decent amount. We're going to go through them in order. We're going to read all the ones that were sent. I actually didn't get any kind of hate mail, which was semi-disappointing, to be perfectly honest with you. I thought I'd get a little bit more kind of hate, but I did not. And let's see what we got going on here. The first person that actually sent me some mailbag stuff was a gentleman by the name, I assume it's a gentleman, by the name of Bentley. His name is Bentley. I don't want to say his last name, but I'm assuming he might be from overseas because of the question he asked. He asked a twofold question. He asked me, what is my favorite Trappist brewery? That's like a super hard question. I'm gonna say I flip-flop on this because there's an old traditional style you want to go with. You don't know, West Wiedelin, you know what I mean? Or you can go with your first kind of exposure. A lot of us, our first Trappist breweries were Chimay, something like that. Probably my single favorite beer from any Trappist brewery, if I'm talking about just a base beer, would be like a Rochefort 10 is my favorite. But I'd probably have to say, no, I'm going to say, not probably, I'm going to say it's La Trappe. La Trappe is my favorite Trappist brewery for a couple different reasons. I think their quad is one of my more favorite quads. It's not my favorite, again, Rochefort 10, maybe even St. Bernardus, their quad. It might eke it out, but it's definitely a top 4. Big Banana Phenolic, I really enjoy that. It really does come down to the portfolio. Because a lot of these Trappist breweries, they don't have a big swath of beers. Chimay, you're typically looking at your red, your white, your Grand Reserve. So they have the Doré. They do a little bit of messing around here and there, but that's pretty much it. Same thing. St. Bernardus, they have the Wit and a couple different beers here and there. Rochefort, again, just the 3 beers, I believe, at least what we get here in the States. But La Trappe don't mind messing around. They have their Bach beer. They have the single, actually, they might have got rid of the single, but the single, the double, the quad, the triple. You start to go into like their barrel aging program, which is really what sets them apart from a lot of these other breweries, and that they do this big, robust kind of barrel age program. That's probably the biggest kind of me thing for them that really kind of turns me on. So if I'm going to talk about like the best Trappist brewery for me personally, it's gotta be La Trappe. It does. Who would be second? Just to throw that out, it might be Rochefort, just from a flavor profile standpoint. Like, they don't do a ton of beers, but their beers are epically fantastic. So yeah, he follows this up with a question: have you ever been to Belgium? No, I have not. Which is weird, you know. I hadn't traveled all that much, to be honest with you. I really do want to go to Belgium. If I had my chance to go to anywhere, kind of travel wise, and it was going to be a beer centric travel trip, it's that would be Belgium. There'd be no if, ands, or buts about it. I was this close, man, once. This close to going. Me and my buddy Wade, we're going to go together, and I bailed last second because I forget what happened. I just couldn't go. I couldn't swing it. So he went, and man, he had a blast. And it would definitely be a trip I'd look forward to. Now with my son, it makes it a little bit harder, leaving my wife and son behind. So if I'm going to Belgium, I'm probably going to be when he's older. You know what I mean? I'm going to be in my 60s when I go. And then we'll go together and we'll drink a bunch of beers together and have a great time. So unfortunately, no, I have never been to Belgium. Let's see what else we got. Then we have following up. There's only 3 people sending in stuff, but some of them sent multiple questions, which is pretty cool. What do we have here? We have Don. Okay, it's a Don's Beer Reviews. That's what it's from. Let me see if he has what his email is. And not that I'm going to read it. I was curious. He says, "Hi, Matt." He writes in, "Hi, Matt. I enjoy watching your channel and appreciate your knowledge." Thank you very much, brother. And it says here, threefold question. It says, "How long did it take you to get to 9K subscribers?" That's easy. I hit 9K last month, and I started doing beer reviews in 2014. So it took me 7 years, essentially a little over 7 years. Yeah, right. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. See, that's called math. So it took me a bit over 7 years to get to 9K. There was a little bit of bumpiness in the road there, to be honest with you. Not that I would have ever stopped, but there was. Let me turn this light down a little bit. It's a little bit bright in my face here. Still getting used to this camera setup and stuff. I didn't really hit like the ground running with beer reviews. I would do them quite often, but I was mired in the hundreds for quite a long time. It's a few years. So you have to understand too, it's, you're talking about 2014. Not that beer reviews weren't a thing at that time. There's many, many people that came before me. But it still wasn't like a bigger thing. And I think it's gotten bigger as time has gone on, but there's a lot more people doing it also. And, I forget when I hit my first 1,000. Actually, you know what? I'll tell you what. I will tell you because I can look it up. Let's see. How long did it take me to hit 1,000? 1K. Let's see. Oh, wrong thing. This is very scintillating. Once I get this camera set up, I could actually have you guys view all this stuff that I'm doing right now, which would probably be worth it. But again, I got this camera 3 days ago, so I don't even know how to use half of it. It was like literally shutting off on its own right before I came on. So I'm just surprised that it's actually working at this moment. Okay, let's see here. Content. 1K. I don't know if I said 1,000 or 1K. I found a 1K video, but it was my 1,000th beer review. Okay. So it looks here. I posted a beer review. It looks like February 28th, 2016. It looks like I hit 1,000 subs because it says Massive Beer Reviews with 1,000 thanks. So that's probably me thanking all you guys for subscribing with 1,000. 1,000 subs. So you're talking about, this is almost actually, that's funny. I started in the beginning, February, March, April is when I started in 2014. So it took me 2 years to get to 1,000. From there, it actually kind of took off pretty steadily. So you're talking about 2016, 5 years. In those 5 years, I've actually, added, obviously like 8,000 more subscribers. But a bulk of that came pretty hard and fast. Like it was a steady climb, but I probably should have hit 10,000 subscribers by now. The reason I haven't is my own doing. I started to get very active in sorry, out of focus now. Anyway, there you go. Back up. Oh, come on, face. See, that's the camera thing. You're gonna be like, hey, get it back in focus. Anyway, how about that? That'll work. Yeah, right before the pandemic hit. So a year and a half, no, a little bit before the pandemic, maybe about a few months before the pandemic hit. I kind of just, called out some bullshit people on YouTube, BeerTube. That never does you justice. A lot of people pick sides and stuff like that. So subscribers, I lost a bunch of subscribers from that, which I have I don't give a shit. But there really was the kind of political activism kind of stuff, just standing up for what was right. And that definitely rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And my subscribership definitely got dinged from that. Again, this is not me complaining. I do not give a poop whatsoever. But I probably went from like 100 to 120 subs a month to probably 40 to 60 a month. So just doing that in and of itself. Plus, there's a natural kind of slowing of the process. There's only so many people on YouTube that are actually going to watch videos. And that's the funny thing about it too, is that all the amount of people that unsubbed for me, or my subscribership kind of lowered my actual view time. And that's what YouTube really gives a shit about, is how much people are watching. You could have 1 billion subs, and if no one watches, YouTube don't give a shit about you. My view time and interaction has gone up progressively, up and up. So that's a good kind of indicator of growth and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, it took me a while. To get there. He comes up with another one. He has threefold question on this one, which is number 2, which is what's your most memorable review? There's a couple in there. I'm trying to think, because this is funny. This is funny because I don't remember the beer. That's the funniest part about it. Be like, how can it be a memorable review if you don't remember the beer? So my most memorable review I did on the 4th of July. I filmed it on the 4th of July. 5 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. It's time. It doesn't exist. 4 years ago, I believe. And we'll follow up here because Will's in the chat. And actually, I really did enjoy doing the Celtic one, but because he's put on here and he's saying with Beer Geek Nation, ha ha ha. No, actually, that's a very memorable review. You have to understand, at that time, Stout is a big dude. He wasn't gone yet, and he's the king of BeerTube, essentially. So it was pretty memorable. And I'll go into that after I answer this. And FLX chiming in saying, looking good, sir. We have the same camera. So there you go. So I filmed a review, and I believe it was 2015 and 16. I should remember this because it's the day I proposed to my wife. The only reason why I say it's a memorable beer review was I really, 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 really wanted to get my proposal on tape, on video. But obviously you can't set up a camera and be like, hey, come here. And she'll be like, why are you filming right now? In general. So I was like, okay, I'll say, hey, you want to go hang outside by the view? We call it the view where we live. It's just basically overlooks our farm and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm like, hey, baby, you want to come outside and hang? I'm like, I got a beer review to do, and then I'll do it real quick, and then we'll just hang. She was like, okay. So that gave me the in to record my proposal. So I did a quick beer review. I don't even know if I posted it because it was probably a hot mess or whatever. And and I was just sitting there, and I'm like, she's like, you're done? I was like, yeah. She's like, I'm just doing the one. I'm like, you want to come hang? And we just sat there and chat and stuff. And so I made sure she was sitting next to me, and then I proposed. So technically, that's my most memorable review, even though it wasn't really a review. If you're talking about actual regular reviews, I mean, like Will said, like with Chris from Beer Geek Nation, like that was pretty cool at the time. You're talking about, again, it's probably more like 6-7 years ago. What happened is I used to do my radio show at the actual radio station. And one day I asked Stelz, I was like, hey man, come up, let me interview you on a radio show. He came up, did the interview, and we're done. I was like, you want to go to this place down the street, Sabatini's, great place, great beer bar. I went there, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. You want to do a review? We're here together. We just popped outside, and we did it, and it was pretty fun. Random beer off a shelf, and he's just a really cool dude. And like a lot of people give Stelzy a little bit of guff on his how he went about things and mannerisms and his stone love and all that stuff. A lot of people, but he was actually super mad cool to me for some weird reason. I don't know why he liked me. It seemed like because he came up for the interview. Men's Journal did a piece on beer tubing, and they were like going around and to people to talk about beer tube and stuff. And I guess they interviewed him. And they said, did you talk to me, Matt? From like, no, we don't really know about him. Like, you need to talk to him. So just like he, name dropped me and shit like that. So the dude was always really cool with me. So that was actually a pretty memorable one. My first 1000th review was Jenny Cream Ale, so that's always going to stick in my head. The ones I did on my honeymoon with my wife, I do really enjoy those. One, to get her to actually drink beer, but two, to actually have her be on camera and drink beer with me, which is pretty killer, to be perfectly honest with you. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of memorable stuff, in the reviews. Some of the better beers I've had, like really amazing beers, and it doesn't have to be like super rare stuff like the perennial barley wine I did, or some of the homebrew stuff that I've gotten. There's a lot of memorable ones, so it's kind of hard to tie down. So yeah. And question number 3, which is, what beer would you like to try but haven't had chance yet? There's a couple. Planet of Younger, I would like to try that. That just got released, didn't it? Just got released on Black Friday today, maybe. And I think this is one of the first times they've released it in bottles that you can go get. So, Planet Younger, a beer I've had before, which I haven't had since. I only had one in my life, and it was the best Doppelbock I've ever had, which is a Dutch brewery called Annelies. It's their Doppelbock. I love that beer. I would like to have that quite a bit. I'm trying to think of a couple more. There's one specific one that's like my gigantic, huge super whale, which is a Thomas Hardy 1976. I was born in 1976. Thomas Hardy put a beer out in 1976. I want to drink that beer. I want to drink the beer that was bottled in the year that I was born. I will have it. It will be drank one day. I don't know how I'm going to get it, but that would be the number one on my list. Is it going to be good? 76, by the time I find it, you might be looking at 40 years plus. I don't care. I am going to drink that beer and relish every drop of it. I like my irrational confidence in the fact that I'm actually going to get it, but we'll see. So yeah, there you go. Thank you very much for sending those off, Don. I appreciate it. Let's see. Will chiming in again, saying Russian Duck Imperial Stout. Like, as far as what? Like, what beer would you like to try but haven't had a chance? Is that your answer to that? And Will actually saying that he had a 93 Hardy, and that it was amazing. A 93 Hardy, like, right now is probably like 15 to 20 years on a Hardy's, like, wheelhouse. Awesome. That's like no joke. Like, once they get really old, they can get a little bit kind of swampy, soy saucy in a negative way, but once you get about 15 to 20 years on something like that, it's 93 is a little bit older than that, but all the newer stuff, it's hard because it's what 2008 was the last time Hardy's was made. Actually, 1994. I used to have a Hardy's. I used to have bottles. For those that don't know, this is the wall of bottles. It's gone. There's a little sneak peek into the whole channel update thing. My wall bottles are no more. Yeah, and I want to just instinctively go grab one off the shelf. But yeah, I mean that beer ages so well. So we have that, and I believe we have one more. Let's see. I think it's all this. Oh, no, we have two more. I almost skipped this one. Great. Okay, then we have Eric. Eric writes, "Hi, Matt. For how long do you... okay. Well, he says, "Hi, Matt. Love your channel. Keep up the good work." It's Eric from Sweden. He actually says he is a Chelsea supporter. That's fine. It's fine. It's okay. I'm not going to get too angry at you for being a Chelsea supporter. But anyway. He actually asks, for how long do you typically find IPAs to stay fresh and delicious if kept cold? He writes that specifically. That's almost an unanswerable question. Because it's like that it's such a wide you're casting such a wide net. With that question, you're saying how long do IPAs? Well, there's so many different IPAs, like so many. Keep looking at screening. I'll look at there. There's so many different IPAs. You're talking about like classic old school West Coast double IPA. You're probably looking months, maybe a year if it's kept cold. I've had year-old Pliny. This is delicious. And then you have on the opposite end of the spectrum, you could have something that's just like one of these new school super turbid IPAs. And even in there, you have a wide berth of variants. Some of them only drink really decently for a month or so. But the really good ones, come on, goddamn camera. The really good ones in the hazy realm can be really pretty damn good for a long time. I've had, a several month old, other half or several month old hop butcher, things like that. If they're made really well, they can stand a decent amount of time. Then there's other breweries that don't, so you can have two breweries trying to do the same exact style. So you get two breweries doing these super hazy turbid IPAs. The way the processes involved in which they're doing those kind of beers can be markedly different, even if they're going for the same end game. And with that same end game, being able to get to that in a different direction, that process might not hold up as well on this side, where on the other side it actually does. So yeah, for a general rule of thumb, I think hazy IPA, if kept cold, usually has a decent shelf life if made well. You're talking about 3, 4, 5, 6 months, I believe. Some breweries are only 1-2 months, but then if you talk about classic old school IPA, I think you're looking at a year or so, and it could still be really tasty if kept cold. Grand scheme of things, fresher is always better. It's not a matter of, time is fresh is always best. Which is funny because I want to contradict myself right now. In the case that like some breweries you want a month or so, like some of them come out so hyper grain that you're like, okay, these breweries you want to wait at least a month. But for more often than not, fresher is better. But I think they can hold up pretty decently if kept cold. Just that non-super hazy ones, probably quite a bit longer, maybe double the shelf life. Let's put it that way. If I'm going to make it as simple as possible, maybe you're looking at, hazies 2 to 3 months, maybe 4. Whereas the crystal clear double IPAs kept cold, you're probably looking double that amount of time. That's my personal experience. Thank you for the question, Eric. Very appreciative. Let's see. And then we have one more left. This is a pretty interesting one. So I'm kind of excited to read through this one. It comes from Steven. And he says, my name is Steven. I love the channel. I'm from the UK. Even though I can't always get a hold of the beers you review, I enjoy the videos all the same. He finishes the email with a PS of, I'm on holiday in Berlin at the moment. I'll have to have a drink for you. So hopefully you did, because he was sent this on the 11th. Hopefully you're still on vacation. I was going to say, hopefully you're home by now, but hopefully you're still partying and having a good time. He actually says, my question is regarding Black-owned breweries. It says, in the UK, there are only two. I think Rock Leopard and Echo Brewing, and one more where the head brewer is Black, and that's it. One or two South Asian as well. There are more breweries in the US as it is a bigger country. I was wondering what is the situation out there for how many Black-owned breweries there are. There's a follow-up to that. We'll address that one first. There's a decent amount. I mean, per capita, it's I didn't run the numbers because that would be me doing some kind of homework, and I just don't do such things. I believe there's got to be, our percentage has to be more than two. Okay, there's a decent amount of Black-owned breweries. Now, there's way less than there probably should be, but there are a decent amount. And lumping it in with the actual head brewers Black, that actually kind of shifts it, because there's a lot of breweries that actually employ people of color in the United States. You just don't see them. A lot of times, it is, you look on Instagram more often than not, or if they're taking pictures and promoting the brewery, it's just, the owners, and they show up for a couple of photos and they bounce. But there's a decent amount, and you reference Asian ownership as well. And, there's some Asian breweries more specifically, a lot of them you probably know, like the Monkish and the Answer and stuff like that. But it's weird, because I believe that people of color in the brewing community, as brewers, as workers, I think has been, and this is just me from personal experience, I have no data to back this up. I think it's probably a little bit better than the national average as far as percentage of people of color in the workforce. Only because I believe more often than not, breweries tend to be a little bit more inclusive than a lot of other companies. So I think that tends to be the case. It really does kind of get a little bit dicey when you start to factor in basically the ownership side of things. That is when you start to see probably a little bit more injustice, because the lack of funding, the lack of capital, or the ability to loan or lend capital, or the ability to have them lend capital in order to start a brewery tends to be a little bit, and that's just anything. It doesn't matter what business. That's just, pretty much, just old white dudes just giving money to people that they feel like are them. That's kind of the problem. But yeah, it's definitely, it's obviously top of mind with all the stuff that's been going on over here in the United States. A lot of breweries that even like rarely showcase their people, the people of color that worked at breweries previously, now go out of their way to do so. Is it from a good place? Is it from a good mindset that they're doing that? I don't know the case. But yeah. It seems to be getting better. And that's all you can really try and do, is just make things better. Now that leads into the kind of follow-up question he has. He says, what can we do to bring beer to everyone and make it more inclusive? Talking about it, giving the opportunity to people who deserve and earned it. It's not a matter of just like, let's give anybody who wants to open up a brewery. I mean, that's bad business in and of itself. But to not lend money and not to give the opportunity to people that have the motivation, the skill set, the want, the need, and the ability to, and it doesn't make sense, to not do that. So, the more we talk about it, we just had, 2 verdicts come down here as far as political and legal. One went one way and one went the other. I'm surprised the one that went, the most recent one went the way it was. I thought it definitely, there would be some weirdness in that one too. But if you talk about these things openly, if you talk about these things and with a open and kind heart, and just try to be a good person, good people doing good things, that's all you could really ask for. And that's what it has to come from, just genuine want for people to follow their dream, and have the ability to do so. And again, it's not me saying, hey, just give everybody a stack of cash whenever they want it. There's a rhyme or reason to it. But, if someone has that ability and the want to and whatnot, there'd be no reason to not have that happen. Anyway, and so that's it, man. Just, people want it, people enough have a sound business plan and have good product. It goes across the board, and regardless of color, they should have that ability. So yeah, there you go. That's it. That's all the questions I had emailed in. Let's check on the chat here. We're gonna open this up to like a live stream afterwards for a little bit, not too long. We'll see what's what. Let's see. Off topic with each thing. I had a snifter of Grandpa bottled in 75 grappa. Snifter of grappa. I said Grandpa. My birth year, pure gasoline. That's what I'm talking about. I don't care. Joe from the Beer Patrol chiming in. What's up, sons? That's how you would say it. And cheers. I'm drinking a 2017 JW Lee's because of your reviews. It is now got. It's good. Now I got 3 more from 2017. Let them all sit until 2027. What would you do? Honestly, that answer to that question is how much money you got. My favorite thing to do in the world of beer is to pick a beer I love and buy it as much as I can financially absorb and drink it every year. So if you love the 2017, you want to get yourself a couple 2017s. If you have 3 more, drink one every couple of years, every 2-3 years, if you have the willpower. But the even more funner thing, the reason why that 2017 is fantastic is because it has a decent amount of time. It's not a lot. That is not a lot of time for a JW Leafs. You're talking about 4 years. I typically like them at the 10 to 15 year mark. Get yourself a case of 2021. Drink it fresh. It might not be great fresh, but you'll have that baseline of what it tastes like fresh, and then drink one every year for 24 years. And that's a great journey to go on, because then you get to taste how they change over the years. That's one of the more fun things to do. I've done it. I'm doing it currently with my son Micah. I bought a 2021 old stock case. I will do 24 of those reviews until 23, because I'll share one with him when he turns 21 or 18, whenever the age of drink is, when he's old enough. If he wants to, if he doesn't, what are you gonna do? But that's a long haul ager. Like old stock, Hardy's, Lee's are my 3 favorite old long haul agers. Like I've had some pretty relatively fresh JW Lee's, like a couple years old, like that has been quite nice. But for me, it's always once they get to 8 to 10 years plus, they're really great. Hardy's for me is 10 to 15 plus. Old stock is weird because sometimes fresh, they're just like, but this year's batch fresh was really, really good. So yeah. And Clayton follows up and actually drops about all they had. So there you go. Let me invite some people to this. We'll see if anybody wants to come and hang. I'll have to put my headphones on then. Oh, man. I think Keith might jump in. Because I talked to him today and he said he will jump in. So that's what people say, what people mean. There you go. Raul C saying 2021 BCBS can't go wrong. I didn't go get any today. I'm not buying beer at the moment, so not that I would go and go crazy on buying it anyway. But what's going on, homie?
Hey, I've been waiting for like 10 minutes because I thought
I'd wrap it up quicker.
Yeah. But whatever.
Well, tough nuggies.
Well, I was just watching the stream you were doing, so.
What are you drinking?
Zero Gravity Extra Stout.
I like Zero Gravity. Did you ever go there?
I have not been there, no. But yeah, all of the ones that I've had from them are been pretty good. I really like their what's that lager that the Green State lager or whatever it's called?
Yes. Yeah, that's pretty readily available too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had I went there twice, I think, when I was up there because they're in Burlington, right on. They're either if they're not in Burlington, they're like the edge of Burlington. I'm pretty sure it's in Burlington, but
it says Burlington on this. So.
Yeah, it's like not in Burlington proper. You have to go to like the edge of it, but the same thing with like Burlington Brewing Company. They're kind of on the edge. Anyway, they had a nice little spot. It was really kind of big and open, and they had this awesome little kind of like Asian fusion menu, which with all these little banh mi, little sandwiches and stuff like that. It was really, really good.
Yeah.
Oh. So one of the last questions that I read was about black-owned breweries in the United States versus the UK, because he's saying there's really only 2 to 3 over there and a couple head brewers. Like, you might be a little bit better to kind of talk about that. Like, what do you think about black-owned breweries in the United States as far as, because it's got to be a weird thing. I think we're probably much the same as that. There's probably more people working at breweries of people of color. We just don't know it. But the ownership part of it is obviously probably way less than it should be. And the whole like breweries that had people of color, and when all this stuff goes down now, they're starting to take pictures of those people, kind of like hey, look at who works here. So it's kind of like it's trying to find who's genuine and who's just using it for their own kind of conversation.
Yeah, I think last time I checked, there were only like, I want to say it was either like 500 or 800 out of like the roughly 8,000 or 9,000 breweries that we have in the United States. I know there's 3 in New Jersey.
So that would be, if you just do dirty math, you're talking about 8,000 to 9,000 breweries. What would you say, 800 to 900? So you're talking 10%.
Yeah, I think it's less than that.
Okay. But I'm saying if you just do that dirty math, right around 10%. So he's saying 2 to 3 in the United Kingdom. There's got to be more than 20 breweries in the United Kingdom, so his percentage is way lower.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how many breweries are in the UK? If there's only 3, then it's got to be pretty low.
Yeah, actually, it may be way less than that. It may be less than 100. I was thinking it was less than 1,000, but it might be less than 100. A quick Google says 60 plus black-owned breweries. Oh, it's Dan.
It is Dan. I thought you were working, or did you get today off because of Thanksgiving or whatever?
Yeah, we get the day off. Yeah. Never understood it, but I'll take it.
Yeah, I get Thursday and Friday off too for my job for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So I was driving most of your stream. How did the mailbag turn out?
Yeah, it was okay. I had 4 people writing questions, but each person wrote multiple questions. So It was some interesting stuff. You know, what's your favorite Trappist this and like just, you know, good stuff, interesting stuff from all over the place. Like, you know, here in the States and Sweden, a couple different people. So it went well. Nice. Yeah, nice test run with the new camera.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah,
that's one thing I never got down was like, obviously I never set up like my area for like lighting or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I have my lighting, but like the background and
I got to figure out a couple different things about it. Like sometimes it just doesn't focus right. It's supposed to focus mad fast. I don't know why it's not doing it.
Do you have it on Product Showcase?
No, but then see if I turn that on right now,
Yep.
it says autofocus off.
So if that button down all the way
See,
below.
and now product showcase is on. Yeah, I just turned it. I know what button you're talking about. I just turned it on. I don't know why.
What do you have your mode set on?
Intelligent auto. Is that why? Because I tried it in other ones, but
yeah, I don't.
I have to fiddle with it.
I don't know. I can help you with it.
Yeah, I don't know why it's. And I went in. I watched a tutorial on it on like the best settings, and I turned on focus to fast and did all this kind of stuff.
And all
yeah,
that.
so I did. I set it up the way that people told me to. So sometimes like it just.
Here, let me
sometimes
try mine,
sometimes it'll do it, and sometimes it won't. You know what I mean? It's like weird.
Yeah. What do you have your? Do you have everything on defocus or clear? The top button.
What do you mean?
Top right above the handle. There's a little button.
I can't see it. I know what button you're talking about.
Yeah.
So that it's on defocus right now.
Okay.
And then clear. Let's see. Now it's on clear.
Yeah.
So you see, it's clear, but it's not refocusing. You know what I mean? It's weird. I don't know.
Something in your setting is.
Yeah, I'm not. I'll figure it out.
Are you using like an actual camera now, or are you using your phone?
No, I got a real camera. Yeah, I was kind of up in the air between that newer one, but I don't want to get into the world of lenses. I don't want to be that. I don't because I could see myself spending way too much money.
Exactly.
And stuff like that. I was like, screw it.
So Papa Eats, he's the one who got me to buy this camera. Like I watched his little thing about it. And then he got the upgraded version. And he sent me a picture of the lens. And I was like, holy crap. He's like, the lens costs more than the camera.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
that's crazy.
No. Oh, I don't know. There's something, the weird thing about it is, does this happen to you? If I'm doing this HDMI out, then if I hit record, my phone, the camera completely shuts it off completely. I just have it. What?
No, I shouldn't, because me and Mike, I've had it plugged in because when me and Mike do it here, I use my computer screen to see if I'm in frame.
Yeah, if I hit record, it completely shuts down, and all the settings get reset. Maybe I got a bunk camera.
Sounds like you might.
Yeah.
It's the same exact one that you have, Dan?
Yes. Did you start out like you cleared all the settings, started from scratch?
Yeah, I did a complete reset. I formatted the card, blah, 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 blah.
Did you change the auto temp and all that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What, maybe it's your cable. I don't know.
I mean, I've been using this cable for 1 billion years.
Well, I used the car for 1 billion years. Eventually, I got rid of it.
It's a cable, dude. It's an HDMI cable.
I don't
There's no such thing as good or bad HDMI cables. There's if it's a bandwidth rated cable. There is, but there's bandwidth rated. But it's not like a mono price cable is no less better than like the monster cable from fucking Best Buy. You know.
Yeah.
And I'm using a Cam Link from Elgato, so that usually works.
Okay. Yeah, I got the cheap.
Yeah,
the cheap one.
The thing you bought didn't exist when I bought the Cam Link. Yeah. Did
you order that cage?
No, I ordered a different one. I ordered there's a company called Small Rig, which makes all these little things, all the little these things that I love. I talked to you about them before. The little kind of grippy thing.
I mean, it doesn't matter which one. I would just recommend a cage.
I got
you see what I'm saying about that door where it flips down. So if you have it,
well, you know what? I never had to deal with it because I got the cage, so I can put it on a different spot. So and actually that kind of helps because I didn't realize that you had to keep the battery door open when you have that fake battery, and I thought that like my old Canon, I could close the battery door with a fake battery in it. So,
So I loaded up on Bourbon County.
Oh yeah, what'd you end up getting?
Just the regular variants that came out, but I just kind of went around. And then when Nicole got home from work, I had her go score me some more, just because the limits or whatever.
Oh, the same.
Well, I got the
previously.
I got the cherry cola, cherry wood, 14, the Elijah Craig, double barrel. Picked up a couple of 2019s. Dude, I'm so jealous of your dusty stores.
Yeah. I was gonna say I really look forward to
picking those up these up.
In
like I mean, 6 months. The super like rare or whatever ones, obviously those we can't. But people think people think I'm lying when I talk about that. Like I'm just trying to be like, oh, look at how crazy. No, like literally, like you could go into any store around here and find whatever.
I'm so mad that like I didn't go in that one store when we were visiting like Manskirt and stuff, because I said to Keith, I said, yeah, I saw Matt got this. He said he got this old beer off the shelf. He's like, oh, that store's right over there. Yeah. I'm like, oh man. Oh well.
Yeah, I haven't been there. Katie and I used to live right behind there, and I haven't been there in a while, and I really want to go because.
Oh, Keith, you know who has sneaky decent beer now?
Who?
That little shitty bottle shop next to Dale's.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about that.
Did I tell you about? I forgot. Okay.
Yeah, because they have like you were saying they have like the cooler list because they don't have the customer facing space to put everything there. Because what'd you get there? You got like Bolero Snort or something?
Yeah, like a rum barrel aged Belgian golden, but they have a bunch of other stuff. Like I picked up Schilling lagers there.
Oh,
and
really?
Wow. That's what I'm saying. Like not just New Jersey stuff. They had decent stuff. So you like that? Not just Jersey stuff, decent stuff.
Did you drink that bottle yet, Keith? That Sean sent you?
No. I was gonna do it yesterday. Was it yesterday? No, it was 2 days ago. And I did a few beers, and then I did the Breckenridge Imperial Vanilla Porter in rum barrels. And then I was going to do the bottle after that, but after I had that one, I was like, I'm a little too, like, whatever.
Yeah.
So I might drink it tonight. But
I'll probably pop open a Bourbon County tonight. Might as well.
I'm curious what the base tastes, if the base tastes like this year, because it varies from year to year, and something like last year was so good.
I drank. What was it? Last week I popped open my 2017, and then I popped open a 19. 17 was really smooth. 19 was it was all right, but yeah, last year was good.
I forget which one me and Thomas opened. We did one. I think it was 18, maybe 18 or 17. I forget. We didn't like it that much. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't like awesome.
Right.
I feel a couple weeks ago, I was like, because like years ago, like when Matt knows Tom Torbick.
Yeah.
Like when I first met Tom, one of the first beers he gave me was a 2013 Bourbon County barley wine. And I had it for a while. And a couple weeks ago, I asked Katie, I was like, do you know where this is? And she was like, oh yeah, you gave it to my mom. And I guess while we were at the smaller apartment, it was just in the fridge, and I was just like, oh yeah, she can have. I guess I was just in like a mindset of like, yeah, I don't care. and then I was like when I asked her, I was like really in the mood to like drink it, and then God damn it. But whatever.
Was it one of the smaller bottles or bigger ones?
Yeah.
The old school small barley wines are so good.
I hate that they don't use small bottles.
Yeah, it sucks.
Because the new ones are like 50 15 or 16 ounces. What are the?
Yeah, I think they're 500 mil.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like because the smaller ones, you just it was cheaper per ounce because you're getting even if you're paying $24 for a 4-pack, it was still decently cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then one of my 3 greatest beer gets was I went to Wegmans and they had 4-packs of Bourbon County 2014 or 2012. 2012 Bourbon County 4-packs mislisted for $12.34 a 4-pack. And I bought all of them but one. And when they scanned them, they came up as like whatever $29.99. And I was like, that sticker says $12.34. Like, oh, okay. It's Wegman, so they're like, oh, $12.34.
After I went to the small bottle shop in my town, and I was like, I'm gonna go into Wegmans, So I go up to the front counter. I said, hey, did you guys get the Bourbon County? And the lady looks at me and she's like, what's a Bourbon County? And I was like, oh, okay. She's like, well, let me call the guy that does our beer. And like, she calls and her face starts going like this. And she's like, she looks at me, she puts her hand over the phone. She's like, you can only have one of each. I don't know what that's about, but I was like, it's okay. I know, just, but it was really funny. The lady just had no idea at all. That's why I love Wegmans.
Did you get the dry hop cream ale yet?
Yeah, he put a couple of pictures. He was cracking them last night, I think.
Yeah, a couple nights ago, something like that. Yeah, you're right, Matt. You're right.
Yeah. How many did you drink so far?
4.
Was that? Yeah.
I have 2 12-packs of it. So I want to open up the other 12-pack to see if that's different too. I imagine they're all the same.
What? You're talking about the consistency between cans?
Dude. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
From can to can, it's completely like I've had ones that I'm like, this is delicious. I've had ones that I'm like, I don't know about this one.
Yep.
Yeah, I was really hoping you were just, I don't know. Your palate was.
I was wrong. You were hoping I was wrong.
I was like, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, I come home. I'm like, oh, I'm telling Nicole thank you because she grabbed it after she got out of work. I was working. She grabbed it for me. I'm like, oh, thank you. I get home. I'm just like, I just chugged one just because I wanted to.
Yeah.
And then like I sat there and sipped on the next one, and I'm like, huh. And so I drank another one. I'm like, okay, yep. So disappointed, but I mean, whatever. I'll still chug the fuck out of it.
Did you have a good one yet?
Yeah. It wasn't that night. It was yesterday. I drank one, and I was like, okay, I like it. It's still different from last year. Vastly different.
Oh yeah. But
last year,
I've had ones just as good as last year, but different.
Yeah.
Still different, but just as good. But then I've had ones that were like, this is like popcorn butter and something.
Yeah.
Oh.
Last year's
I haven't had
reminded
one
me
that
so
bad.
much of the Dream Ale. That's what it reminded me of. Like, it was my fix when I ran out of Dream Ale. I was like, okay.
Yeah, last year's was super light, like super soft, super light. And it was just like you were drinking like it was like you're drinking like exactly what you think it is. It's like a macro place made. It wasn't even like cream ale last year. It was more like a more lagerish kind of thing with a dry hop kind of treatment. This year's it can be as good, but there's a wide variance. Like every can I was crushing last year was good. Even like 6-7 months later, I was buying it. It was still really good.
I'm like stalking other half's Instagram, waiting for the announcement for beer tomorrow. They did a collab with North Park Brewing.
Yep.
And Ridgeopolis wanted me to see if I can get them some.
North Park, not New
North Park. They're in San Diego. Joe's Arcade does them all the time.
Oh, okay.
But they make like really good like West Coast. Like they're a West Coast, I think predominantly. They're really good. So they did what was it, Cheddar Foo? So it's cheddar with their main flagship, which is Hop Foo. So Gotta see if I can score something for him. Worst time of year after I just spent a buttload of money on Bourbon County too. Oh well.
Yeah.
So that's. Are you at a different? Yeah, you're at a different angle, right, Matt? That's the same room.
Yeah, it's the same room, but a completely different angle.
Okay.
So this wall
Yeah.
was the wall with all the beer bottles and everything in the shelving.
Okay. All right.
And then so you would be looking this way in my videos, but I threw all that shit out. So
All right. I like your poster.
Hot Butcher poster.
Yeah.
Yeah, they sent me
That's
two of them.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite artworks by him.
Yeah, that's why I loved it. That's why Jeremiah sent it. Yeah, because it's was it X-Files, right?
Yeah. That and the Herbs and Orto. I dig that one too.
The other one he gave me was this one, Destination Moon.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Oh, that's one of my favorite artworks. Theirs.
So Thanksgiving, how was it?
Fucking amazing.
Eat your brains out.
Not just food wise, man. My kid is so cool. We fed her because we fed my kid like everything. You know, he's just turned 8 months, so like we're feeding him everything. We fed my kid everything. Like the only thing he didn't eat was like he ate turkey, potatoes, mashed potatoes, stuffing, sweet potato. What else did he eat? Gravy. He ate pumpkin pie, ice cream, Cool Whip. My kid, we're just like, because we've been so scared to feed him certain things. We were like, we're doing the whole like feed him one thing, wait a week in case he's allergic or something happens, and that's it. And then we're like, Thanksgiving, here, cranberry sauce, try it. You know what I mean? And he's like loving it. It was pretty cool.
The cranberry sauce was a fun one with my son because her sister had made like these Jello roll-up things, so he was eating them, and then he saw the cranberry sauce, and he thought it was Jello, and he tosses it in his mouth, and all of a sudden he gets that tart, like sour from the cranberry, and he just goes like that and spits it out. It was funny as shit, man.
It was my kid's favorite thing he ate all day.
Yeah,
and it was really tart cranberry sauce. We had two. One was like super like candy sugary, and the other one was like you could tell it was like organic, free range, like made with actual cranberries and not super sweetened. And he loved it. He was like favorite, but he also he ate it and he's like. Then all of a sudden he freaked out and loved it. Like he had to process it for like 5 seconds. We still can't get him to eat with his hands. I don't know why. I don't know. He just won't eat with his hands. Like if we give him a spoon, he'll take a spoon and scoop it and put it in his mouth, but he won't actually grab something and put it in his mouth. It's weird. My kid's on the Neanderthal, so that sucks.
You ever drink that? The Halia? Who is it?
Highlight Cigar City. Oh, yeah, Goose Island. Yeah, we both reviewed that, didn't we, Keith? Did I give you a bottle? Is that one of the seconds?
That was the one that I did and I gave to you, and I think the reason why because I think I gave it to you and then you were like, oh, I reviewed this before, so you didn't review it. I think maybe. But I don't.
Or I was just lying to you. I'm not sure which one. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's my fault. I don't know why. I gotta go look. Maybe I don't know what happened. Maybe I just didn't review it. I don't know why. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Well, yeah.
Oh, come on.
How'd you do in fantasy yesterday, Mike? Dan?
I guess not too bad.
Do you have a lot of people going or no?
I had Renfro, Buffalo's D, and Greg Zerline. Oh my God, that was all right. So not only being a Cowboys fan, being just that thing happened. For the longest time, Zerline didn't have crap for field goals. And like every time they'd go to kick it, they're like, no, we're gonna go for 2. I'm like, okay, this is how we're gonna play he ended up getting like 7 points, but Renfro was a nice surprise. 134 yards and 8 receptions.
Damn,
PPR,
I didn't know he had that. Okay.
Yeah, I ended up getting 21 out of him. So, and the guy I was playing had Waller, and Waller only played like
He got injured. He
first
didn't play.
half or something.
Yeah, first quarter maybe.
Oh, the last thing I saw before like I had to hit the road and travel, Waller had like caught the ball, but then they said it wasn't a catch, so Dallas didn't get the fumble. And I don't know. My buddy went down to New Orleans, him and his family, so they're Bills fans. So there was their Thanksgiving in the Superdome.
Oh, they went to the game?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Packed up the whole family and went. Screw up. Dude, my buddy's a diehard Bills fan, bro. He goes everywhere for them. And he drives too. He hates planes.
Oh, Eddie, he's up by you? Like he lives up by you?
Yeah.
So
he lives next town over.
They drove down to Louisiana for the game.
Oh yeah.
Not just driving to Louisiana for the game, eschewing Thanksgiving to drive to Louisiana for the game.
Right. Like, I don't know, man. Sometimes I'm like, I wish I had your freedom, bro. I wish I had your freedom. I can't.
Wish I had his freedom. I wish I had his cash. Dude, just ripping off to New Orleans and just having Mardi Gras for Thanksgiving. Dude's got to have a couple bucks, or he's just that obsessed, or he's not in a craft beer, so he has disposable income.
Well, between him and Mike living it up in Disney World or Disneyland or whatever the fuck. Kyle's in NYC.
Yeah, I saw that.
Makes me want to travel. Just go somewhere.
Ah, man.
Something.
Man, I miss hanging in New York. I'm too old for that shit now, though. Now Folksbeer's not there. There's no reason to go.
I've never been there. I've never been to New York.
No,
it's fantastic, man.
I think I would just get triggered too much. With the whole, I have a problem with I have social anxiety, being cramped, not social anxiety, but claustrophobia.
I just stopped shooting from I don't know. I've probably been in New York between 500 to 1,000 times.
See, everyone I say, they're like, it's unlike any other city you'll go to. It's every city you've been to, but times it by whatever.
I used to play really weird, over there's turntables and all my records and shit. I used to play really weird techno and shit like that back in the day. And this is almost pre-internet time, so I used to go to New York every week or two to buy vinyl records. So I just go to New York, listen to records for 7 hours, come home.
Empty. I'm wondering if I should pull the Ridgeopolis. Just not even rinse the glass. Just.
I think that's it's
acceptable.
Who cares?
Fuck it.
That's what the cream milk's for, is to rinse the glass.
Right. There we go. We had a hams, me and Mike.
Ooh, nice.
Jeff gave us a hams. No jinx.
Oh, how was it?
I enjoyed it. I was like, I've heard of it before. I'm like,
yeah.
Is this the Midwest PBR or whatever?
Yeah, hams. No, I'm thinking of something else. Hams never went away. Well, go ahead. Sorry.
Are they based in the Midwest?
I thought it was Pittsburgh.
Oh. Yeah.
That's Steel's city, but let's see.
Oh.
That good, huh?
After this?
St. Paul, Minnesota is hams.
Oh. I haven't had a bad I haven't had a bad cream ale. I've had ones that were fine, and then I had one that was really good. But
I don't know if I want to drink it.
Well, that's the good thing about it is that one, you can dump it and just crack another one, see if it's better. And two,
Yeah.
How much does it cost per can? Is it like 63 cents a can or something?
Yeah.
Like you think about it, that's how much, right? It's like, how much is it? Especially when I bought those 4-pack, I got it for $8.16 at 12.
Right. Dude, something happened this year. I don't know what happened, but
It's honestly, it's probably they produced a way more. So it's a scaling thing on top of hopping. They probably hops are just like any other commodity. It's, there's a lot of hop shortages and stuff like that and boutique stuff. They probably would, because there's no way last year was made with Pacific Northwest hops. That didn't happen.
I want to say it was
You know what I
Citra. That's what I heard.
If not Citra, something Citra-esque. And this year was very much, or it says right on the carton, Pacific Northwest hops.
Right.
And it's just a different hopping, which is totally fine.
Yeah. It crushes my soul.
The one sign that I saw said Simcoe on it, but it could have been from last year.
No, they did a Simcoe. Simcoe, I believe, was the one they did. They did a multi-pack. So Genesee did like a multi-pack of cream ale. There was like an orange cream ale. Then there was like like they did. It was like there was a 12-pack and there was 4 different beers in it. And one of them was a dry hop cream ale, and it was with Simcoe. And that was in like multi. This is like 2.5-3 years ago. I review it. I did like side by side. I did a 4-way side by side of all the beers in the cream ale sampler pack. That was the Simcoe one.
Because the sign was the same like packaging as like these were.
See, Chuck's talking about old style. See if I can get it. You're not gonna be able to see it. It's too far away. That is an old style light up clock lamp. That's what that is. Old style is like the Midwest version of like Iron City, like Hams Peels, that whole thing.
So Corey sipping on a King Julius. Lucky you. I dream of Treehouse.
Why?
No, it's just like
I'm just being.
I'm a haze bro. Whatever.
No, that's fine.
Shoot me. I'm a haze bro. You're a smoke bro. I'm a haze bro.
Oh, trust me, I've drank my fair share of IPA.
Keith was a haze boy.
Yeah,
for
I used to
sometime
when before Other Half had other locations and whatnot, and they were doing. Yeah,
Keith used to go to Other Half. Other Half, what? Once a week?
It was back when they were doing every other Saturday. Well, it was every other Saturday, and then they went to every Saturday. Yeah, I think it was every other Saturday when I first started going. And then they went to every Saturday. And then I stopped going when they were... Maybe I stopped going when shortly after they started doing every Saturday.
Here, let's put it this way. If you go back and you watch my first mystery beer, so the way so mystery beers when I invented whatever mystery beers, I was like, one day I was like, Keith, he's like, I got some beer for you, and I'm like, don't tell me what it is, and he's like, what? I'm like, don't tell me what it is. I want you to wrap them up so I don't know what they are. And I'm like, I want to do this thing where I drink beers and I have no idea what they are. I'm like, something, because the blind beers always existed, but you kind of have an educated guess when you do blind beers. So if you ask your wife to take 4 beers out of your fridge and wrap them up, you're like, well, how many beers do I have in my fridge? 10. Okay, I got a 1 in 10 or 4 in 10 chance to guess all these fuckers. Yeah, and it was like I think he gave me like 8 or 10 beers, and like it was 10 beers, 9 and more Other Half. So it's like by the 3rd mystery beer, I'm like, I guess I'm drinking all Other Halves. So I was like, that didn't work out all that well. But
dude, I love doing those beers. I've only ever done one from Steven, one at your house, and then the latest one. And it's just so cool. Like what did
I didn't watch your mystery beer and Steven's thing, the one that you posted on Wednesday. How'd you guys make out?
I think Mike maybe got the closest because he's like he thought he identified like cherry or something like that in there. So I guess I ended up calling it like a 9.5% like Mexican hot chocolate stout. I thought there's pepper in it. Like I don't know, it was coming off like peppery to me.
No, it kind of makes sense because if it's higher in alcohol and it's a little bit roasty, then you can confuse that with like spice. And
we definitely thought it was barrel aged, like at first. Actually, no, we settled on barrel aged. We thought there was like some oaky kind of thing going on in there. Like I don't know, that was a weird beer, man. Like the strawberry, I don't know. Am I imagining it like not being there? Or like
no. I mean, there's no way to say it, but you if you said cherry or some kind of fruitiness, that's what it is. Because you also have to remember, strawberry is mad like light in general. It's a fragile fruit. It's like blueberry. You like either have to put in a 9 billion blueberries, or it's got to get hints of it, and then combine that with it was what at that point. How old was it, Keith? Like 10 months old or something like that. It's 8 to 10 months old.
Yeah, Yeah,
so it's old. It might have tasted markedly different fresh, but it was like from March or something. The beer. So
overall, I mean. I enjoyed it. I know watching watching the video, you did not enjoy it. But
yeah, I what I drank on camera is what I drank. The rest of it I don't.
Okay. Yeah. We didn't finish the whole thing either, just because we rarely finish an entire beer. Actually, like even splitting the beer, we rarely finish it unless it's like really really good. Just because the way we film, we have limited amount of time, so we can't sit there and drink all that beer in one day. Our palates, first of all, are going to be shot. Second of all, one of us has to drive home. So.
What I do, what I do, and what I'll probably do, but I'm changing the way I do shit, is that like if I would do 4 or 5, I'd do my review and just throw it off to the side. Then do a review, throw it off to the side. Do a review, throw it off to the side, and then at the end be like, these 2 I'll keep, these 2 I'll get rid of.
Right,
kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. Like we end up finishing most of the hot butchers that we got from Joe and stuff, just because they're beers we can't usually get or whatever. So it's like we want to enjoy them.
I just dropped a hot butcher bomb on Keith.
Yeah,
nice.
I'm probably gonna drink all of them tonight. I'll be a Hazeberg tonight.
Spoiler alert! That was it. The Jardinera. I really dig that beer. That's a really good beer.
Is that the one you gave me? Or
you have at least one of those, if not 2. I think you might have 2 of them. Keith.
Is that
there's that? Do you have that or the extra Jardinera?
Whatever. I just got stuff from them. Hot Butcher sent me a beer mail. I got it today.
Oh, it might be the extra one then.
Yeah, it might be the extra. Which
I am because that other one was from what, like last
couple months ago. Yeah.
Yeah, their beer's solid, man, through and through. I mean, there's a few I was like, yeah, it's all right, but for the most part, it's solid.
I like it. I like their stouts, and I like their beers that when they get down to 6% or 6.5% below is like my wheelhouse for them.
Are you still aging a can of that barley wine?
No, because I in my review I said I'm like I only have one of these. I would love to age a can. Yeah. So I only had one can, so I didn't have multiples anyway. So
the Hot Butcher barley one.
If I ask him, he'll send me an old one. I'm sure he has a bunch of them on the side. So
send me one.
Yeah. Hot Butcher. Come on now. Love this freaking glass. Mystery beer. So I think I'm gonna have, because I told Mike I want to do more, but it's kind of hard to do more when you're like a small channel because, obviously.
If you send anybody mystery beers, they're gonna send you mystery beers back.
Yeah. So I think for the time being, though, I'm gonna have Nicole go to a local place and they have the singles fridge and say, hey, choose any 2 beers you want. Any 2 out of there, wrap them up, set them in the fridge for me and Mike to do. I mean, the most I'll know is obviously it's a local place, but that's not knowing a lot. There's tons of fucking beer out there.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I was thinking about doing something like that with Katie, except she would pick out the beer. I wouldn't know what it was. She would, but we would do it together.
oh,
That's even funner so
Because-
she can, like, judge you in real time.
but I think you'd have to say like would Katie be apt to like kind of lead you on to be like, you know what I mean?
No,
Like,
but
no?
the fun part about that is like she's not like a huge beer person, so she doesn't drink like a I don't know, like a IPA and be like, oh, these are the tasting notes I might expect from this. Like she doesn't know. She's more of like I drink this and it tastes good or it doesn't taste good.
I got a thing for you. So this, I think this would be absolutely fantastic, Keith. Because I like when I surf YouTube, especially when I'm driving to work. I can't really pay attention to what I'm watching, so I watch like random weird, like kind of like just like stupid shit.
Mhm.
And there's this one series, I forget what it's called, but it's like this basically it's like high end like production values and all that stuff. But it's like basically they'll take people and ask them questions. That's all they do. And I'll be like, okay, let's take these two people that they dated but broke up, and then have them ask each other like really kind of like, why'd you cheat on me? Shit like that. Or they'll take like, the parents and child and be like, ask your parents, go back and forth and ask these questions. We're giving you questions. You have to read them off, kind of stuff. And the one they do is like, they take like significant others, and then they'll have them give each other their phone. And they're allowed to go through their phone and do whatever they want with their phone, like through pictures, text, open any app and look at anything. And then they have the other person in the background, not in the same room, watching and reacting in real time to what would be like, please don't open fucking Tinder or whatever. Do you know what I mean? You have Katie like sit somewhere where you don't know she's there and just like have a video of her reacting to what you're saying in real time. Being like, oh, he's totally fucking wrong. He has no idea what he's talking. Like, and then put those two videos side by side and put that up.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
I'd watch it. 100%.
I'd have to invest in some. Well, I guess I could. Yeah, I just use my phone to record. I guess we could just use Katie's phone to record.
So I know we're live on Matt's channel, so I don't want to spoil anything. But Keith, did you figure out your rebranding?
Yeah.
No, not yet.
No, I don't. I thought about it for a brief second today, and then I was just like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know. I have to. I guess I have to actually decide if I'm changing the name or not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, me and Mike, we're gonna try some different. Well, we've already done some different stuff other than beer. We've done a couple of seltzer videos and stuff, but there's some stuff I want to do.
Oh, I saw Don't Drink Beers did the holiday Bud Light seltzer things.
Mm-hmm.
So they have like the pumpkin spice and the peppermint or whatever. So I was thinking about getting some of those and having Katie drink them with me.
I was at the liquor store because I was like really craving like a Jack and Coke, so I got like the small thing of Jack and whatever. Mm-hmm. And I saw they had the little shooters of like Jameson like Caskmates series. So they had the IPA Caskmates, the Stout Caskmates.
Oh, they sold them as well.
The cold brew and little shooters. So I was like, oh, that'd be kind of cool to do. We'll see.
Oh, one thing I'm doing, I bought like a small bottle of Jägermeister. And probably about 10 years ago, give or take, because I used to drink Jägermeister straight. It was like something like I would go. I would go to the bar and get it like Jaeger on rock, like a rock. Like I would just drink it straight. And then one time I was hanging out with friends of mine, and we went to the liquor store, and that's what I was going to get. But they didn't have the small bottle that I usually drank. So I got the one that's slightly bigger than that, and I drank that whole thing, and it was like obviously like I get the small bottles, so like the one that's slightly bigger is like twice as much, and so I haven't drank it since then. So I was gonna, yeah, and just like you know when you just like get fucked up on something, and then like even smelling it just makes you want to, just. And it's been like that for a while. So
if I ever have to explain Keith to somebody, I'm like, yeah, Keith's that guy who sat at the bar just drinking Jaeger straight.
yeah. Like anything that came out of Keith's mouth after that statement, I was prepared for as truth. Like, that would be like, Keith's like, yeah, I picked up a bottle of Jägermeister because I was gonna see if I could black out into a different dimension and speak to aliens. I'd be like, that's okay.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I'm that way with tequila. I can't do tequila. I'm just like, no.
Southern Comforts, that's mine.
Dude, isn't it crazy? Like, you just walk into a gas station now, they have little shooters of like Fireball and SoCo just chilling at the register.
That doesn't
At least
happen.
they do here.
That doesn't happen down here.
No.
Oh, okay.
Not
Like, the first time I walked in the gas station, the first thing I thought, I was like, ooh, they're going to get their liquor license taken away, serving liquor. It's only supposed to be beer. And apparently not. They can get away with it. But now that I think about it, if you take the ABV of like a SoCo or something and compare it to like some of these barrel-aged beers, it's like the same shit. So.
Yeah, New York's always been special in that way, because I remember when I would go, I had a friend of mine went to up in New York and Long Island. He went to sunny out in Long Island, and it'd be awesome. It'd be like, 1 in the morning, you just walk into a 7-Eleven and get booze, and I'd be like, yeah, that's great. Like down in PA, man, when up until like 10 years ago in Pennsylvania, you weren't allowed to buy liquor or beer on a Sunday.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. And then up until about like 6 years ago, you weren't allowed to take more than a 6-pack out of anywhere but a beer distributor. So if they weren't a full-on distributor, and if you bought 2 6-packs, you'd have to buy it, take it, bring it out to your car, put it in your car, come back in, then pay for the other one, take that one, bring it out to your car, and do it in 6-packs. It's insane. New York has always been kind of open in that way.
Yeah, I thought I remembered like growing up that like maybe it was like Sundays, like they couldn't sell alcohol until a certain time or whatever.
Yeah, that's common. It's called blue laws. It's an old thing from back in the day. Like it has to do with religious, not working on Sunday and all this kind of shit. I just listened to a podcast about it. Like that's why car dealerships can't. Some places you can't buy a car on a Sunday. Stuff like that.
Yeah, interesting. One of you guys' viewers talking about malt liquor rules in the winter. I haven't.
And his name's Johnny Walker or John Walker. You missed the IE.
When's the last time you indulged in a nice 40 of malt liquor?
I just indulged in 32 ounces of malt liquor about a week and a half ago. So
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you guys have?
This brewery here, it won't focus, but it's called Bomb Place Brewing. They're in Bethlehem. They made a malt liquor, dry hopped malt liquor, and they sold it only in 32-ounce growlers. So it was called Steel Supreme, and it was pretty tasty. But I mean, you're talking about like malt liquor. I'm trying to think of the last time I actually drank malt liquor, probably like 30 years ago, maybe 30, 35 years ago.
So I remember this was years ago, but I did this run of just malt liquor only for the pure fact that it was a Hess and they were slowly turning into a Speedway. So they were redoing all the barcodes or whatever. And for like probably a good 2-month span, Old English 40s were ringing up for like $1.25. So me and my buddy were like, fuck it, man. So like for like 2 months straight, we're just like clearing them out of every like 40 that had of OE. Those were some good times. And then like they slowly turned into the plastic bottles. I was like, this isn't the same, I want
you
that
gotta smash
bottle.
that 40 when you're done. You gotta smash it. You gotta throw it high up in the air while you're walking on the street. Smash that fucker. Throw it at a car's windshield for fun.
And then what was the other thing? We used to have this thing. How many Steel Reserves can you down before you go blackout drunk? It's like, that stuff is nasty. That is the one thing, Keith. Like you talk about like the liquor that you can never touch again because just the smell of it. Steel Reserve is like my thing. I'm like, nope. Not at all. Get that shit away.
The funny part is, Keith, when he went to Bond and I went to go grab that Steel Supreme, I said, let me get a crowler of the Steel Reserve. and Brian looked at me. He's like, I know what you want because I've been saying the same thing the whole fucking time. I was like, yeah. Kevin, not Brian. Why did I say Kevin?
So I've been thinking about Matt. So if you go into when you're done with us or whatever, try movie mode, but go movie mode. What was it? Auto, not the auto, but program auto.
Yeah, I know what you're talking. I know what you're talking about.
Try that and see if it does
because it makes sense. Why would I want to have it in anything but movie mode when I'm doing streams? You know.
Right. Like, but I don't do the auto, like the straight up intelligent auto. I do the other one.
I do. There's the auto, then there's the half auto. That's what I was originally using, and it freaked out. So then I tried doing this.
But even actually, you know what? I think I am in the intelligent auto right now. Yeah, I am. Because I know this thing. But yeah, it's got to be locked in your settings somewhere. There's some focus thing locked. I don't know if it's your ISO or what.
No, but that's the thing. It was working before, but now it's not. Like it's random. Like it might work right now. Who knows? We'll see. You know what it is?
I would just reset it all again. Be done with it.
See, when I'm in intelligent auto, sometimes it kind of converts to its own. So now it's in macro mode. It actually just went from intelligent auto on its own to macro mode.
It just
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Right now,
see, something reset because you were saying that your whole camera freaking
shut off.
Something ain't right. Yeah, there we go. Oh, do you have tracking on? That could be it.
I don't have tracking. I do have it on now because it wasn't focusing. Like if I turn it off, like if I cancel tracking, let me try and cancel.
Oh, you're good.
There now tracking's off. Okay. See? Tracking's off now.
Maybe when you did your HDMI crap or whatever, where it kicked out the camera, maybe it just reset everything again, and you gotta redo it.
I don't know.
That's weird. Where'd you buy it from?
A reputable.
You didn't buy it off like the crazy white guy in the corner with the shop.
Nah, I bought it on Newegg, but Newegg didn't have it in stock. I bought it on Newegg Marketplace, but I bought it from a company within Newegg Marketplace that is sold like that. It's called Focus Camera. They're from Brooklyn. It's like a real shop. They have like their BBB rating. They're actually rated and they're like A+. And like there's 4 places that were cheaper, and they were all like, this company existed 3 days ago. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, I'm not buying it because a lot of people buy like this stuff. Like they'll sell like overseas models that are different and stuff like that. So I wanted to make sure I got it somewhere legit.
John Walker says Colt 45, King Cobra, the Bull.
Mickey's. So you don't even know what Mickey's are. I don't even know if Keith knows what Mickey's are.
I know Mickey's.
It's the green. It's
they
the
still
green
make
label, right?
I thought they didn't make them anymore.
There's the green is the green label or green bottle? Right? Bottle label.
Mm-hmm.
Both.
Yeah, and it's got a clover on it. It's for Irish trunks.
So we used to get,
and they're shaped like grenades, the smaller ones.
Yeah.
So we grabbed those from this hole in the wall supermarket. We were getting beer for a party, and we saw Mickey's there, so we grabbed it probably 10 of them. We grabbed 10 of them, and we were buying like 30 racks of Natty Ice Light or whatever the fuck it was for like $10 for a 30 pack. It was, but yeah, Mickey's. Yeah, used to Mickey's.
St. Ides. You ever have does St. Ides still exist?
Dude, I haven't seen that in forever. But you know what the thing is? You'll think something doesn't exist, and all you need to do is go to a corner store in Rochester, and it exists.
Well, my favorite, like malt liquor story is just like so Keith has been there before. There's a pizza place in northeastern Pennsylvania called Sabatini's, and they it was just a pizza place for so long, and their bottle selection is insane, like insane. And this is before they opened the new spot I'm going to talk about. So it's the pizza place, a really good beer, like really good. Like you go there and you get a book, and it just be pages after pages of crazy shit. And the owner, he owned a building across the parking lot, and it was like a furniture store, and it was a play place, and all that kind of stuff. And he decided to just he couldn't rent it out anymore, so he decided to remodel it and turn it into a beer bar, and it became Sabatini's beer bottle bar, which it's beautiful. It's fantastic. They got a crazy amount of beer there, all that kind of stuff, but it's really kind of super nice. So at first he priced everything the same as the pizza place. Like if you bought it at the pizza place, it was the same price as over at the new place. And then one day I go in, and then I know what was it? If I was in the new place or the old place, there's all these kind of like hard on their luck people, I guess is the best way you can put it. Like drifters and homeless people and whatever, and they would come in, and all they would buy is like quart-sized bottles or malt liquor. That's all they would buy. They'd buy the cheapest thing they can with the highest alcohol content. So it'd be malt liquor or huge, super huge cans of shitty beer. And the new place was like super nice, and he was getting really, really angry that like these undesirables were coming in to his new place. And then one day I got none of them were coming in, and I asked why, and he's like, I made everything a quarter more expensive here. So they would go to the other fucking place. How about that for a scumbag move? Like the dude is just he's disgusting. Anyway. He's like, yeah, those railroad people, I don't want them in here. I'll make the 40 over here $4.25 instead of $4.
That's better.
Is that a dry hopped hop showers? Is that what I'm looking at? Or double dry hop showers?
That is. Yes, it is.
So how much? What's the ABV on that is still like 4 and change?
That's 7.4.
What's the one I was talking? Oh no, Forever Ever is 4.7.
Yeah.
So someone down by me, Dan was selling a 4-pack for a Forever Ever in a bottle shop that was distributed to them, not bootlegged, for $24.
Jesus Christ. I think Forever Ever is like 14 or 16 at the brewery.
It's 16 at the brewery. But here's the other part. I drove 3 minutes away and bought it for 18, which I'm fine with. Like $2 above cost, distributed. I have no problem with that. That's the price I'll pay. 24, you can go. I like literally put it down on the counter. I knew it was going to be expensive. I put it down on the counter, and they said, "There's no price in this." And he says, "Oh, that's 24." And I said, as loud as I said, "Fuck that noise" at the top of my lungs, and just walked out. I didn't put it back. I just left it on the fucking counter and just said, "Fuck that noise." Just left.
Yeah, for that, like 24 is reserved for like a triple freaking Mosaic Daydream or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got this. It was single can, $5. So whatever.
Yeah, for a single, it
is what it is. Pay $5 for a pint of beer at a brewery. Why not?
The cool thing is that the Wilkes-Barre Wegmans in Pennsylvania, Wilkes-Barre, I go up there to get my hair cut. Not this time. I didn't. He had to take the day off, so I cut my own hair. So don't judge my barber. They have a cooler, a small cooler, like one of those Coca-Cola coolers that's like nipple high, full of singles of all IPA, and it's $16.99 a 4-pack, and they always have like 6, 7, and 8% other halves in there.
Okay, so on top of their mix of 6, they do that.
No, yeah, they have the regular mix of 6. Then they have a cooler that's just mix of 4 for $16.99. But there's like Finback, other half. Like they put like stuff that's like they're paying $20 for a 4-pack, or they're selling it for just throw it in there randomly. So it's awesome. You go in there and get a mixed other half for like $16.99, and it's Wegmans, like in Pennsylvania, so there's no tax, I believe. So it's $16.99 flat.
Do you guys get, or have you ever had anything from Empire Brewing.
Mm-hmm.
So, in a mix of 6, I picked up this beer. It's their Black Magic Irish Stout. And me and Mike did a review. We haven't posted it yet. But it's like a 7% coffee stout blended with whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
I went into it. I was like, this is going to be mediocre. Whatever. Dude, I had to go pick up a 4-pack of it. Holy shit. It's great. Because it has like all the taste of a nice barrel-aged beer at 7%. It's like when I want a barrel-aged beer, this will suffice, but it's not going to be fucked up because it's not like 15%.
Yeah, they're up by like Syracuse-ish area. They've sent me beer before. It's been a while, but they sent me beer before, and the stuff they sent, and we're talking like 4 years ago. They probably sent me stuff, and it was really fun. Like they did like not, I wouldn't say overtly weird stuff, but it was unique. Like one was like an IPA with like dry hopped with tea, and then it was like just like not ordinary stuff, so a little bit different.
Yeah.
I liked what I had. Yeah.
That was pretty cool. Matt, can you highlight that comment? There we go. Sweet. I'm Dan. I'm from FLX Beer Reviews. Me and my buddy Mike, we do reviews, and I don't know. We're okay. We're not bad.
I didn't click on it. I didn't know who he's addressing. There's this double T Matt person. I'm not quite sure who that is, but
Yeah.
no, you can hey. Yeah, you can go check out Dan. Like I said, FLX
Yeah, that's
Beer
me.
Reviews, Dan and Mike. They do a lot of New York centric stuff. That's
Say
they're
hi?
beholden to that kind of thing.
Want to say hi real quick?
Good dudes. If they weren't good dudes, they wouldn't be at Beer Tube Palooza. So.
Say hi.
Speaking of not so good dudes,
See? Wave hi.
Oh, this is awkward.
All right.
I
Say bye.
Hello. I joined specifically to tell them not to subscribe to Dan's channel. That's all I'm joining for. And then you pick up your kid, and you're like, "Oh, say hi." That's all. I can't do that.
What's up, Joe?
Nothing. What's up, boys?
We're just reminiscing over the days of malt liquor.
Holy shit!
Whenever Joe joins with just audio, I always imagine him just sitting at a counter with like a fucking landline phone and just
you dialed it in
yeah.
naked. That's why he doesn't have the video on.
Long-time listener, first-time caller. What's going on, guys? What's going on, guys? No, I wanted to mention about Empire. So Empire completely shut its doors back in 2020 or late 2019. You know who brews them now? Ellicottville. They
Really?
bought them, and
So
they
that's
own
why.
them.
So that's why it said that on the can. Okay.
They
Okay.
bought the company's whatever, like their
branding.
their branding, and then they rebrewed a lot of the old beers that they had. So
Okay.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. That freaking Black Magic Stout. Like I said, we haven't done the review yet, or haven't released it. But
Spoiler.
I like it. Good stuff.
it's Empire, it's Ellicottville, it's all shit. Let's be honest. No,
Like I
I'm
said,
not a big fan of is it Ellicottville? Ellicottville? How do you say it? I don't know.
Ellicottville.
Like
That's
I
at least
said,
at least that's how I say it. I don't know if I'm right either. So.
100%
Is it there-
transparent. I thought it was going to be mediocre going in. I was like, this is
Yeah,
gonna
because
be
that's
mediocre.
that's Ellicottville and Empire. Yeah.
Isn't that Ellicottville? Isn't there a big thing like some cherry stout or something like that? Isn't that like they're like kind of like big beer?
Oh, their chocolate cherry imperial stout. They usually put something bomb, chocolate cherry bomb, something like that. Yeah, they do a lot of okay stuff. I mean, I don't hate Ellicottville, but yeah, they are not the best. Some of their stuff's all right.
So Johnny Walker, the malt liquor lover, has this question. He's posted it twice. We skipped it. And we got to give it attention because he's posted it twice.
Okay.
He really wants to know. He wants our Desert Island beer. And
One beer or one brewery?
well, it says here, if you guys can try an island, you can choose only one brew. That means beer. For a lifetime like Gilligan, which doesn't make sense because didn't Gilligan get off the island?
Is it? I don't know.
I mean,
It's the beer.
Gilligan had Mary, so I don't see what.
No, they left. Didn't they left and then went back on choice? Isn't that how That's how Gilligan's Island ends. I'm dating myself because none of you fuckers watched that shit.
No, I watched
But,
Gilligan. I don't remember the finale. I don't remember
I guess I wasn't
island.
old enough to like either care or watch the finale. Like,
They
I'd seen
absolutely 100% leave the island. Anyway, semantics. What would be your beer? Your one beer. You got one beer. I already know mine because I've been asked this question 5,000 times.
Then you go first so we can think.
Yeah,
it would be, and it's just like a little bit of a cop out, but it would be like a Belgian strong pale ale, like something around like 7 to 8%, like a Stilly Nacht or like or beer or something along those lines. And my reasoning behind that is that if you, and this is the cheating part, is that I am allowed only one beer. And then this is me bending the rules in the way I want them to be. That means I have a lifetime supply of one beer. Like whenever I want it, I get it. Right? That's what you would think, right? It's not. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, if I drink a Belgian strong pale ale hyper fresh, it's like drinking an IPA. If I let it sit for a year, it drinks like a Belgian triple. And if I let it sit for 5 years, it drinks like a blonde barley wine. So I'm getting 3 beers from one beer. So I could drink some fresh, age some long haul, and get like a variance going on.
Yeah, so is that the caveat being that like you're saying you just have a bunch of them, or like so like if you picked an IPA, is it always fresh or is it not always fresh? You know,
but that's the thing. One beer for a lifetime. Like how do they know what my lifetime supply of beer is going to be? So it would almost have to be like a Dharma Initiative drop every month, where every month they drop a pallet of whatever I was drinking. You know,
you would involve Desmond.
He's my constant.
So it's the style of beer. It's not just like a beer. And that's why I said a Belgian strong pale ale, but I said Stilly Nacht would probably be the beer. But
Firestone Walker Sukaba done.
Coconut. Not that you have enough coconut in a desert island. There's like coconuts everywhere.
Doesn't matter. You know, I'll eat it and accentuate, baby, a little bit of smoked Gouda in there, baby. Well, what else we got going on?
Joe's getting smoked Gouda on that island too.
Yeah. I mean, it has to come with Sukaba. Maybe some Gorgonzola, you know, more of your pungent cheeses.
Hot times up on that island.
Hot times, baby.
Keith, what's yours?
I don't know. Probably last year's dry hop cream ale. That shit good. That shit was. It's probably still good.
Other half dream ale that is in the running.
Citra Daydream Jam.
I would say that. I would say that or Zero Gravity's Green State Lager. Those are 2 beers I could drink just all the time.
Honestly, I'm boring. Mine would be the Daydreamiest. That would be my beer.
There you go.
So that's
Other half, by the way.
Malt liquor. So John Walker's
other half
out right now.
Daydreamiest is the triple version of the Mosaic, Citron, Galaxy all combined. The 3 heads of the family, if you will. I don't know. That's hard.
I just hope I'm never in that situation. Let's just be honest. I hope I'm never in that situation.
Oh, you know what I realized though? Like speaking of like beers that I would want, like I thought about like maybe like you said, Firestone. Matt's review of the Anniversary Ale made me realize that I bought it last year and I never drank it. Like I'm like, what the fuck? I'm looking on my Untapped. I don't see it because I usually try and check shit in just so I know if I had it. And I'm searching through all like my beers or whatever, and then I open up the box. I'm like, motherfucker, I never tried it fresh. Like I'm really disappointed. I never tried it fresh.
What beer was that?
The Anniversary Ale from
Firestone Walker.
Last year's? The 20.
Yeah, last year's.
Was it 24?
Usually I buy 2 bottles. I buy one for fresh.
Was it 24? I forget.
Well, this year's 25th, so I think it's 24. Yeah. I know. I'm not huge in math or anything, but like I'm trying to figure it out in my own head, and I think it's 24.
Is that how numbers work?
Sometimes depends how drunk we are.
So I'm gonna have to go buy another because I got that 3-pack this year, but I need to buy one more just so I can have it to age.
That 3-pack's cool. I like that they put that out. And the you know what's funny about the Autumn Edition? I just posted the review today of the Parabola Autumn Edition. It's basically just old school Parabola, just like what they typically do, which is the blended bourbon. This year for Parabola 21, they did equal parts rye whiskey, wheat whiskey, and bourbon. And then people must have complained or something. Was like, let's throw out an autumn edition and just do the old style.
So they changed the recipe and people freaked. So they basically, but instead of taking Sukaba and making it Sukaba, they said new Coke is the old Coke. It's like,
yeah. So I was like, ooh, I've never reviewed the autumn edition because it never existed. But it's basically Parabola. It's just what you know Parabola.
So I know there's more out there, but like if you had to choose between the two, whose barrel program do you like better, Firestone or like Goose Island?
Oh, Firestone. Not even. It's like just because of the variants.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? Like that's like they make so many different things. Like Bourbon County, the BCBS line is like it's BCBS unless you get like deep, unless you go barley wine, rye wine, shit like that. It's really it's oh, this car has a fucking sunroof. Oh, this car has different rims. Whereas the Firestone Walker, it's like, hey, do you want a blonde barley wine and tequila barrels that we took on a boat that we partied with saffron? Yeah, sure. Well, that's what we did here. So it's like it's like their shit's just their barrel program. I wouldn't put Bourbon County's barrel program, and this is not AB InBev hate. They wouldn't even be in my like top 50 barrel programs. The beer is delicious, but they do like two things. That's it.
Yeah, and pretty much every year it's the same stout with.
They're not even their
adjuncts.
own best. They're not even the best barrel program within a 5-mile radius of the brewery.
Because Revolution shits on them.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Revolution. See, I've never had Revolution before having that. I've been ruined. Have I been ruined? Like,
yeah,
my first Revolution was the VSOJ.
Yeah, it's only down from there, but like barely down. Like it's instead of rolling straight down a hill, you're like at like a 6-degree decline. Like you're slowly going downhill, but it's still great beer.
Huh. Yeah. I mean, I'm new to all that shit, man. Like before, like watching you guys or whatever. Like I didn't age beer or whatever. I was just like, I'm still a haze bro. Don't get me wrong, but like now I'm getting into it. Like I've only ever had like from Firestone, the Parabola, the Anniversary.
Yeah, only the good stuff.
Maybe one or two others. I have that Tequila Barrel Sunrise. I haven't opened that yet. But
I just picked up Firestone's. They just released a cinnamon dolce cinnamon dolce stout nitro. There was in cans. I was like, oh, a nitro beer from Firestone Walker. Let's give it a go. I haven't drank it yet, but it sounds fun.
Okay, really important question right now. From Johnny Walker says, last question, Corvette Trans Am from the late 70s or a fucking Ford 150 with mags?
So cool.
I would absolutely, whichever one's more expensive so I could sell it and buy a real car.
Yeah.
Which one can... Nah, never mind.
I like the John Walker vibes, though. I'm not going to lie to you. Because I don't know if it's real or shit posting, and that's the kind of universe I want to live in.
I guess
I'm taking the Trans Am, son.
Whichever one's more expensive so I can sell it and buy a fucking... What would I buy? What would be my... Nah, see, my dream car is way too expensive, and I'm poor. I don't know.
I need that Supernatural Chevelle. That's what I need.
Yeah, see, I don't like old muscle cars. I love Pagani Zonda. That's my dream car. Go look that shit up. Looks like a Swiss Army knife. It's fantastic.
You're like you're like all those Autobahn cars, right?
I like the cars that are built well and go fast.
Oh God, you belong on the set of Ferrari, that movie with Christian Bale or whatever.
No, Top Gear, man. That's what I belong on. Top Gear. Old Top Gear, not new Top Gear.
I had one Volkswagen and something went wrong on it, and they told me the price to fix it. I was like, nope. You can have
I've had 3 Volkswagens in my life. One had 273,000 miles on it. One had 120,000 miles on it. That is my fault that it stopped there, not Volkswagen's fault. And my current one has 106,000 miles on it.
That was like my first and last time, like doing import. I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm not saying non-import is better, but it's just
sounds like you are, Dan.
Yeah.
No, they're all shady in their own right. They're all shady in their own right.
I mean, the only reason I'd buy the Trans Am would be is if I was skinny enough to pull off like a faux Burt Reynolds thing and do like a Smokey and a Bandit.
Bro, I want to be like that fat guy, but just like can't even like barely fit by the steering wheel. I'm just like, yeah, I'm okay.
One of the
with it.
saddest things I've ever seen was like I was probably in my early 20s. A good friend of mine lived in Paramus, New Jersey, but he had a summer home up by where I lived. And when I went to go hang out with him in Paramus, I met his buddy Bobby. We're still friends to this day. And like literally the first day I met this guy, he literally just purchased an old Trans Am, and it was like his like dream, you know. He's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I got this car." He's like, "You want to go for a ride? You want to go for a ride?" I was like, "Sure." I jump in. He pulls out. He left the T-tops on the back, and they fell off and smashed. Because the T-tops would like you actually take them off physically off, and he was just like, his day went from awesome to like the worst. He's like laughing because like rich fuckers from Paramus deserve it.
My I think one of my cousins or something had one of those, and yeah, I remember the T-top things. Is what I'm laughing at. Is because I remember those things. Also, I'm laughing.
That's a lost car.
It's like nervous laughter for that guy. It's like, you know when something really bad happens and you just like can't stop laughing because you're like, I don't know what to do.
It's like up front you're laughing because it's fucking hilarious, and deep down you're like, that sucks for that guy. But I can't stop.
John Walker. That's got to be that one. He's not trolling, right?
I don't know. John Walker, Arkansas Ranger.
Oh my God! I just thought of the Walker Texas Ranger lever. From Conan.
Oh yeah.
The Conan was the bomb back in the day.
Conan was all right. I think he gets a little bit too much pub. He's a better writer than he is Canadian, but
I loved it back in the day when they used to do that and in the year 2000 skit.
Yeah,
that was always
year
good.
2000.
Yeah, 2000. Him and Jack Black. That was fantastic.
I just blacked out at some point because when Matt said Burt Reynolds, all I thought in the back of my head constantly was Turd Ferguson. I can't like, and then yeah.
What's no?
He's like, sorry, Turd Ferguson. Yeah, what do you want? So good.
Oh, actually, that question I was gonna ask Dan. Which one were you gonna open tonight if you open one?
The cola.
Oh, all right.
Just
Not the Coca-Cola.
Just to know if you wasted your money or not.
correct.
What did you guys pay? Because honestly, I haven't even been paying attention. I heard a lot of chatter about prices going up.
Yeah.
Did they get more expensive?
Dude, of course. That's how they roll. I paid $12.99 for the base, which
It's kind of
it's just whatever. In New York State, it's fine. $18.99 for the cherry wood, which again isn't terrible. $24.99 for the cola, which is pretty high, pretty fucking high.
Yeah.
And then apparently the double toasted barrel with the special fucking thing, some Wegmans here got it and a couple other places. And by the time I got there, it was gone because I didn't go out until the afternoon. Between $55 to $60 a bottle.
Did they make rare this year or no?
I don't know. I have no. Where's Kyle at? Can someone get Kyle on the phone or something, or bring him up? He knows everything.
I think they did. No, it wasn't rare. They did what was the other one? Kyle.
Prop 14. They did the Prop 4
proprietors.
They did the old proprietors for the 14 proprietors, I think, or something like that, and they rebrewed it and put it. They called it.
Oh, and there's the other one, there's a cask version, right? Like a 12. Is that the cask one?
I don't know. If I know. I don't know what's going on. Let's Google it. Let's Google it.
I was telling Keith, I'll just wait. I can't wait until next year where I can just walk into a random store and just pick them all up randomly.
Matt,
so they had
if you walk into one of your dust shelf things and they have some crazy shit, I will Apple Pay you money right away. You just let me
But
know.
what do you mean by crazy shit?
I mean, if you walk in and you see some aged,
Yeah, but here's the thing: like some of the age stuff is so. Here's the game plan on age stuff. It might suck. It might be good. That's the price you pay. You know what I mean? Like, because if you get a really good age beer, like if you get an age beer, like whatever, if you buy it when it's fresh, it's on you and you can take care of it. But you buy it from like a store, you don't know it's been sitting on a shelf. People have been shaking it. Fucking maybe they don't have AC. Who knows where the fuck it was? It's a crapshoot with that stuff. Now I'll go there, and if it's great and they still have it, I'll go back and get it for you. But I won't buy it on spec for you because I don't know if it's gonna be good or not. Age beer is a crapshoot.
So they have the Reserve 150 Stout, which is used in Old Forester's 150th anniversary barrels.
yeah,
Then
which Kyle got.
Yeah, then they have the double barrel toasted barrel stout, the one that's fucking $57 or whatever. Which is
I got that one.
Yeah, 1 year in Elijah Craig small batch bourbon barrels, then followed by another year in their toasted bourbon barrels. Then they have the Reserve Blanton Stout, which is 18 months in their single barrels. Then they got the Cola one. Then the 14 Stout, which is basically a remix of proprietor 2014 recipe that has cassia bark, cocoa nibs, vanilla sugar, and coconut water. And then they have this year's proprietors, which is I didn't care to look because it's in Chicago only and fuck my life. So,
are you opening it now?
Yeah.
All right.
That's on you.
I'm leaving after this though, because it's after 8:30 already.
We have peaked at opening up the cola variant of Bourbon County, and then it's all downhill from here.
Yeah.
See, 45 is still pretty fucking high. Like, is the toasted barrel just a fucking 16.9 ounce bottle? Because like that's to me for retail bonkers insane. Like, and there was 57 here, so it's like I can't. Nope.
Yeah, I bought it. I'm a sucker.
I just can't do it. Out of principle, mostly.
Right.
Does it smell like Coca-Cola or maybe Pepsi or maybe RC?
Honestly, it smells
RC Dust Cola.
Maybe some Wegmans off-brand stuff.
RC's the best. RC's the best. Come on, man.
You sure about that?
It's like a chocolate cola.
Is it made? Who's that? Lester's Fixins? The colas, the fucking weird flavors.
Dude, I went to a shop. Was it in Boston? And it was like a crazy candy place or whatever, and they had all the weird pops, like your Thanksgiving sodas and
turkey and gravy soda or fucking bacon soda, and you're just like, what?
Jones, is that Jones soda?
Yeah, Jones does the Thanksgiving, the turkey one, and then it's Lester's Fixins who does like, hey, who wants a cream corn soda? It's like nobody ever said that or wanted that.
Rolling Rock. Carbonated Rolling Rock.
Carbonated Rolling Rock, baby. Yeah. I can't wait to review some Rolling Rock. I want my cream soda with a little bit of seltzer.
That was it. What's the verdict? You look confused.
Does it taste like cola?
it's weird.
Is it bad though?
No, I don't hate it. No.
That's at least a positive.
My name isn't Mike from Nerd Sense. I don't hate it.
Only if it had coffee in there, right?
It's like I can see the cola vibe to it, but to me, it's like it's still very fudgy. Like there's a lot of chocolate. Like,
here's the thing, though, and this is, and no offense to Clayton, because he's saying he's hated it and it sucks or whatever.
It's a good beer.
If you go into any beer and their sticking point or their advertisement, it tastes like cola, then you're existing in the wrong universe to begin with. You know what I mean? Like, you're just like, if you don't like it, you're like, yeah, you probably shouldn't like it. You know what I mean? Like, if you like beer, you probably shouldn't. Now, if you separate yourself from it being beer, that's a different story. But you say you hated it as a beer, but maybe it's just a good beverage. I don't know.
I think it's almost like like Coke concentrate with fudginess to it a little bit.
Like
That
you
makes
got
sense.
you got the gun, a soda, and they're running out of seltzer, so it gave you too much mixer.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, or you go to like a fast food restaurant and their mix is completely off. So either you get basically carbonated water, or you get just the entire concentrate with like a
it's
little
like
bit
you
of
mixed.
carbonation.
Yeah, it is. It's exactly like that. It's like if you mixed OG base Bourbon County with like that concentrate, like, oh, we ran out of the seltzer. That's what it's like. Like hundo.
My anticipation for that, the only anticipation I had for that is I thought that the sweetness would be a little bit more, and there would be a little bit of like
It's sweet.
a
It's
Coke
sweet.
kind of spiciness to it, like whatever spices or shit they use in it.
That would be called sarsaparilla, baby.
Yeah, leave it.
Now, I want to see what this says because last year with the Earl Grey, which I still have some, which that was very polarizing. Like either you hate it, or you fucking love it. You know, that was 2 years, and the Carmela was 2 years. It says 5 years, up to 5 years. So
Oh, and the aging thing?
I fucking
Yeah,
hate-
that's all bullshit. It's pasteurized now. The aging doesn't really matter. It's going to be neutral, and the flavors might waver, but it's not going to be
no,
bad.
yeah, I mean flavor wise, obviously, if they're putting 2 years on there, they know, hey, it's going to probably drop out.
well, I mean, some
not
of the
be
spices and
intended.
stuff might, but yeah, I hate that they put now Best Buy instead of they just used to put a
I'll
can.
tell you, last year the
bottle
big
of it.
disappointment for me was the special number 4 because I really wanted a lot more coffee in it. I was like anticipating heavy coffee, and it really wasn't there.
Best Buy dates, the dates are fucking devil, man. It's like I just put a Best Buy date. Like I'd be like, this is going to be good until 2035.
Yeah,
Best Buy dates. Say hi to New Belgium.
just Best Buy date. Never, just fucking, just forever. Drink the shit.
That's
when
why I
you're
like
baby.
some of the European breweries. Like I think like the Molin will be like Best Buy like 2045 and shit.
Yeah.
They'll just put that on their beer. That I like because then it's like, yeah, that's good till 2045.
So this has. I had it sitting out in my laundry room, so it's not like warm, but it's not. It's sort of
Yep.
cool.
You had the dryer on, and you're just like trying to warm it up.
No. My laundry room is.
We handled it
It's-
through the Tide Pods container.
It's not insulated at all, so it's kind of cool. No, I'm not mad I bought it. I still have another bottle. I'm just gonna let it sit for a couple of years, see what happens. Maybe a year. I don't know.
Over or under, it doesn't get cracked in 6 months. I take the under.
I'm gonna take the under. I'm gonna take definitely. It might even be in 2021. He opens it. Who the fuck knows?
Listen, I just got done saying I didn't even open up the anniversary ale. I totally forgot about it, to be honest.
Yeah, but that's because you forgot about it.
That's true. It
Yeah, we'll
flips
see.
mine,
We'll see.
daddy.
I'll let you know. I'll give you an update once this like opens up, and I've been sitting here sipping on it a while. I don't know.
You should do a
Once
side by
you-
side with Coke.
Yeah,
I
You
have actually mini ponies of the Coke Zero because I bought them for that Jack.
yeah, it's not. That's not. I mean, they're going for OG full
No,
on
bro.
high
Have you tried the
fructose
new
corn
Coke Zero?
syrup Coke.
That shit's legit. man.
It's
legit.
autumnal Coke.
Yeah. Go get the Mexican Coke. See how it compares.
No, dude, like the new Coke Zero, that's legit. It's a good recipe. Like it's basically almost like
Cherry Coke Zero is crack.
I do
Like
like
no
the new
joke.
Coke
Like I'm
Zero.
not gonna lie to you. That's Cherry Coke Zero right
Yeah,
there.
Cherry Coke
I
Zero
love it.
is good. Yeah, I like it as well.
like Coke Zero used to be shit, and then like I guess they redid the
Whoa,
recipe or whatever.
I don't know if it
Yeah,
was
it's-
shit. I mean,
it's
it's a
good.
little harsh, but the new recipe is
Listen,
definitely.
I'm just going based off of Poppy Eats. He said, "Hey, it's a new recipe. Go check it out." So I did it.
What's Pop Eats? What is that?
It's so you were on my labor or Halloween.
Yeah, I remember he
stream?
popped in. No, I remember when
Yeah.
he popped in, but like
His channel is Poppy Eats.
He just
Well, what
he
does he
does
do?
food like fast food reviews.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like all the new food, like fast food, but then he does like some like the gas station shit, like new Mountain Dews, new fucking candies, yada yada yada.
Yay.
All right, I'm leaving. I'm leaving now because
Goodbye, Keith.
I have
Keith.
to
You have a wonderful night.
and stuff.
He's got to get his beer
Keith.
reviews in before Katie gets home.
Yeah,
Keith, eat
That
a
too.
Snickers, buddy.
Yeah. Eat a Snickers before you do these reviews. That's all we're asking.
I thought people liked what I just went off on a I can.
Oh, you're gonna do
Yo, legit. Before you leave, real quick, legit. It was that day. Me and Mike did reviews. He hops in my truck. We're going down to the bottle shop. I said, "Can I just tell you something?" He's like, "What?" He's like, "I appreciate you as a friend, and I want you to know that I care. And if you need anything, let me know." He's like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "Keith needs somebody right now. You should just watch this review." So yeah, I was concerned.
Well, at least he still has a job, even if he's not very good at it.
Yeah. I'm
right.
torn. I want to finish this, but I'm like, I cracked this open.
Blend it. Cuvee that shit.
the
Double dry hop cola variant.
Yeah.
Oh,
Christ.
Oh, don't give other half any ideas.
I'm about to go dump all this. I'll tell you that much. Fucking terrible.
No, you just got to find the good cans.
Yeah.
I'm glad the one I reviewed was good because that would have pissed me off. You guys hyped it up and I had a can and I was like, what are you guys talking about? What the fuck?
No, there are good cans, man, but it's so crazy.
Hey,
from
would that
beer
be
to
the
beer.
cruelest joke on anybody? Like, they don't know shit about beer and they're just getting into beer. Like, it's one of your friends who never dabbled in beer. And then you start long conning them. You start typing it up that like the Kaz is like this greatest whale ever. And if they're ever to see it, they need to really get it.
Dude,
And like,
you're talking about beer, actual legitimate beer culture, man. Like half of these hazies are hot garbage and everybody thinks they're fucking amazing. Like you're literally saying what is reality. They're like, Monkish is the best ever. And it's like, no, dude, it's the worst.
What's the deal with Troon? What's the deal with Troon? I remember a couple years ago you had
after
stuff or
that-
whatever. What is happening with their
who posted that meme? Whoever
no.
posted that meme, I looked up, I just typed in Troon and I start reading all this shit and I start looking on Untapped. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? This is like the most hype brewery ever in the world.
Dude, Troon's beers are really good. They are very hazy. What they do, they're a little bit weird. You know what I mean? Like the way they handle their business, but they're really good. But you have to understand, like Troon, they don't have a tap room. They don't have a bottle. Like they don't have anything. They basically rent space from a person that owns a lot of land that has a restaurant on it, a distillery on it, and like Troon's little shed with their brewery in it, and then like chickens. I always see these weird black chickens every time I go there. And then like all they do is, I think the owner is the guy who owns the restaurant, right?
Of Troon?
Yeah, no, not the owner of Troon, the owner of the land that Troon's on, because they don't own their own facility.
Oh, I don't know.
They rent.
I don't know
So
that.
basically what they do is they would release stuff. They would make beer. They would be like, hey, we have beer. You should come and get it. And then I would go and get it. Like in a growler, like a glass growler. And then I'd be like, hey, this is delicious. It's really, really, really good.
That lasted what, like 2 or 3 releases?
No, it lasted a year or so.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, there was a year or so. And then they just blew up, and then it became basically like they would do crowlers, and they say, hey, we have crowlers, and then people would go and get them. And then once they started doing crowlers, then it was like, okay, we have 250 crowlers. Then that lasted 2 or 3 weeks. Then it was like, no, like you can't get it. Like people would drive there. Like you see those people waiting in line. There would rarely be people waiting in line. There's that restaurant that's on that same property. People would be like, I think they're gonna go release today, so let's just go to the Brick Farm Tavern and eat some food and drink some beer, and hopefully they release something. And then they would be like, okay, release. And they'd run out of the restaurant and go get their cans and then come back and eat. Plus, the restaurant is always guaranteed to have their beers on draft. Like there's a stipulation that whatever they produce, they have to put them on draft. So, yeah. But the thing is, he's had so much hype that he could have expanded, but he just isn't. I don't think he cares. But he's just like, yeah, whatever. I'll just keep doing the same thing for years.
Yeah.
But they're good. They're really good.
Okay, Keith, you want to go get us somebody?
It's like
what happened to your Troon Connect?
I haven't talked to him in a while, but like the last time I got it, I just happened to like look at Instagram when when they posted their release thing. So I was just like, oh, I'm not going to get any. And then I got some and I was like, oh, okay. Now I have to go pick this up.
Yeah, the only
they
time
do like
now,
a lottery.
no, they say we have crowlers, come and get them, and then you go and get them, and if they're gone, they're gone. That's
First
it.
come, first served. Yeah.
Oh,
That's it.
That was when they were doing the online thing.
No, didn't they switch now back to the come and get them thing?
Yeah,
'Cause during the pandemic
back.
they did online.
Yeah.
During the pandemic they did it online, but now they just say come and get them.
Yeah.
So like anytime I've got them over the past like I'd say 3 years was like I was grocery shopping in Flemington randomly, which is like 30 minutes away from me, but like 15 minutes away from them, and I'd be like, oh shit, Troon, let's go, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother.
No, because you just go to Conclave.
Yeah.
Conclave. We were supposed to go there, right?
Yeah.
Let Keith. We'll see you later, buddy. You go and
Yeah.
wax the mustache. Have a great time, buddy.
I will tell you what. If this is built upon like, I haven't had the base yet, but this base has to be like really fucking fudgy, like chocolatey, like.
You saying
compared to
the non-barrel aged base, or are you saying the base?
like the base Bourbon County, like, because this is like insanely like fudge, like chocolate, like more so than like last year. And like I don't think the adjuncts in this to make it the cola would promote that, like to the point where the base.
My guess is they I mean obviously they have like hundreds and hundreds of barrels.
Mm-hmm.
And they probably select what goes in what, and then they have several hundred barrels probably that are just a little bit. They're good, but they're not exactly what they want, and then they turn those into the kooky ones. That's my guess. Rather than tossing it,
I'll tell you what. As I'm drinking this, and it's kind of opening up a little bit, I'm getting that like Coca-Cola spice. I mean, I still go with my thing of it's like the concentrate Coke. You mix it with, the base, but I'm definitely getting that spice.
I just like them better in the 12-ounce bottles.
Dude,
Put them in 8-ounce cans, motherfuckers. They never will. But
that'd be great.
I would love and picture that in like 8-ounce cans, or even 8. They made some 8-ounce fucking stubby bottles.
16 ounce.
Great.
16 ounce.
16.9, 500 milliliters.
Give me 4 8-ounce cans. Thank you. Yes, please.
Yeah, all day long.
Listen. All I know is that the select a size paper towel changed the world. Why can't I have a can that I could just snap off whatever ounce I want? Somehow it magically closes. Like I'd be like, I want 2, or I want half, or give me select a size cans of Imperial barrel aged stouts.
As you're doing reviews, you're just snapping them off and ripping them open. Yeah, another ounce.
Yeah.
Now, Matt, you don't buy Bourbon County at all, right? You don't.
I actually do. I buy it quite regularly, but it's always like I'm in the mood for
after the fact.
Yeah, I know. Well, no, I don't buy it on Black Friday or whatever. I think it's one of the best, if not the best, easily attainable barrel aged stouts. Like probably like no question. It's almost like probably like it's a tie between that and maybe like Dragon's Milk and then something else. Like, but I think it's head and shoulders above everybody else as far for what I would consider easily attainable. So it's one of those beers where like I'll go out and I'll be like looking at shit and I'm like, I want a barrel aged beer. And if I see a bottle of it, then I just pick it up. And honestly, like if you ask me right now, go buy as much Bourbon County as you could within a 15-mile radius, I could buy like 40, 50 cases of it, of varying variants, of varying years, or whatever. It's just everywhere. So it's not like a thing where I'm like, let me go find some Bourbon County. I just walk into a place and I'm like, there's that. I'll grab that.
See, my area isn't like my area. Like, I'm sure there's some hole in the wall places in my area that I don't know about that, whatever. They have it. No one really goes there much. But like most of the bottle shops I go to, and I don't go to like the big ones like AJ's and shit, I don't even bother because that's gonna be a fucking circus. But around here, like most of the bottle shops are like cutthroat. Like they want to have the shit that no one else has. And so like it's not like the places that you described to where I can go in there any day and find a 2016, Bourbon County or whatever. I wish I could. Just doesn't exist. Not around here, at least.
Yeah, I will say that it has been pretty unique to this area. You see it. I do see it in New Jersey, but it's very much more prevalent in Pennsylvania. Like in Pennsylvania, it seems to be like a thing where it's just
Even in
it doesn't
Ohio,
matter.
there's places that just have like, oh yeah, here's this. My buddy was telling me recently, like his friend was driving through Cleveland and he stopped at some fucking like little bottle shop. He's like, oh, they got crazy old shit. How about a 2013 old numbskull from Alsmith? And my buddy's like, yeah, I'll take how many? Like, what do you like? Yeah, it's just like one of those things. It was actually one of the workers at Premier. He was telling me today that he's like a buddy was driving through Cleveland, bunch of old beers, and he's like, yeah, old numbskull. I'm like, we don't even see ales shit anymore other than occasionally Speedway Stout. Like, you're talking an old numbskull? Oh, yeah, fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's
you don't see shit like that around here.
It's awesome. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It'd be nice to walk in and just be like, oh, here's this fucking age, this, and this. When you don't find anything new of interest to you or anything that really
the one place I kind of hope, Joe, you would know this is Beers of the World. Just because Beers of the World has kind of gone.
AJ says pooped on them is what's happened.
So AJ's is like that new fancy kid on the block, right? Where Beers of the World is like we're still the old school kind of shop. And they're trying to get on like the whole new thing, but they're not like on IG and all that. Like, So I'm like figuring, okay, I can find some dusty shit at Beers of the World, and you can for the most part. But
you can find some sweet 2-year-old IPAs for sure.
What's that? What's the one place I stopped at? That's more Buffalo though. I was saying when I was leaving last time a while ago, when I think it was me and Paul were leaving. We went to Premier Gourmet. That was great. But then there was this other place, like maybe another 20 minutes kind of randomly down the road that we went to that had some really cool kind of old shit. I think you can find it. You just honestly, the way I find old stuff is I say, look at this place and I go in. I don't go there for anything specific. Right. I go, how many places I walk in that are just bullshit and they have nothing? There's like a lot.
Beers of the World has a whole case full of all the old J.W. Lee.
Yeah,
and you'll find those pretty much everywhere. What I'm saying is like random cool old stuff. You have to go to the places people don't know. Like people be like, oh, you want to find random old stuff? Look online. Be like, if you look online in forums and all that stuff, and someone tells you this place is a gem, it's not a gem anymore because it's been picked clean. Right. Probably you need to be like off the like the best finds I've found have been like when I'm driving randomly to a new place and I'm like stop to grab something to eat and I'm eating my car and I'm going, wait, is that a beer store? And it doesn't look like anything. And I go in and I'm like, why do you have all this random shit? Because no one knows it.
No, I made the salted caramel apple cookies.
Salted caramel apples with what?
Dreams. I think it was Dreams. It was the lactose version of salted caramel.
Yeah, it's the not other half fucking version.
How's your turkey day, man? You get to eat some good food or you're still kind of
I took those. Yeah, well, I've been on a diet for lifestyle change. Whatever it's about the last 3 weeks, and yesterday was like the cheat meal. So it went all right. So I was like, oh, a piece of pie or the pie? I don't know, all the pie. It's like gravy goes on everything tonight. No, I just had one plate though, and a couple pieces of different smaller pieces of pie, and that was pretty much it. But I made sure not to, deprive myself of what I enjoy on the turkey day. How was yours?
It was beyond amazing, dude. Like I can't even tell you, like, because of my kid, because we, he's eating like mashed up solids. Mm-hmm. So, and we've been very not restrictive, but we've been very kind of conscious of what we feed him. But yesterday, we were sitting there eating them. I take a scoop of mashed potatoes, I ate some, and stick my spoon in his mouth and give him some. You know what I mean? So watching him experience all these different flavors, and from pumpkin pie to mashed potatoes to stuffing to turkey, it was fucking amazing. It was amazing.
Man, have you done seafood yet?
No, because no one in my household eats seafood. I like seafood.
Okay.
But no one in my household, no one my wife doesn't eat seafood. I only like shellfish for the most part. And then as far as everybody else that we interact with, which is basically because of COVID, is my mother-in-law, my brother-in-law. Like my brother-in-law will only eat like salmon, and my mother-in-law doesn't eat any fish, so it's like not something we have lying around.
The first time Declan had shrimp, I had the EpiPen ready. I'm just ready, like on standby.
Well, that was us with peanut butter, yeah.
Peanut butter.
Yeah, peanut butter. Were like we fed him peanut butter, and then something happened randomly, and he got upset. So he did the thing where he goes to scream, but nothing comes out because he's so upset. And I thought I construed that his throat was closing and he couldn't breathe. So then I almost died mentally for like a half second because that's how I roll.
Yeah, that'd be scary.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like the only reaction I think he had, like, what was it? Like, he had some blackberries or something, and it just agitated, like, his digestive system and gave him a rash.
Yeah, we're I mean, I have essentially zero allergies on my side of the family. Same on hers. Not that that's a formula for for what's going to happen with the kid, but they don't exist on our end. So I think we're pretty good.
How are those salted caramel dreams over there? They're tasty.
Huh?
We heard Nicole. I think she said something like a salted caramel.
She made these salted caramel apple cookie things. I don't know.
Yeah, she was like salted caramel apple, and we thought we caught dreams in there, and so we thought maybe it was an other half exclusive.
I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, other half exclusive. That's like my whole life. Like if it doesn't come from other half, it doesn't belong.
Does it drink it other half? Does it make a sound in Buffalo?
I don't know.
That was a joke. It landed.
Yeah, I remember.
He said it landed. He said it landed.
Ah.
Okay, gentlemen. I think we're gonna call it a night here. I got some hanging out with the kiddo. No, he's asleep. I'm gonna go play some Madden. What am I saying?
All right. What do you play on? PlayStation?
PC.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's on PC now.
I wonder.
Crossplay.
Yeah.
No, I'll look into it. I honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I don't play Madden like everybody else.
I don't either.
No. I think we play. What I do is probably not anything you do.
I play franchise exclusively. I play offense exclusively, and I simulate quite a bit.
Oh, that's what I do. Yeah, I like more the GM side of things where I try trading for players and do all that stuff. Yeah, I don't play online at all.
I pick the shittiest team. I try and make them good.
I underestimated your Matthew-ness.
You guys need to find a football sim. That used to be a good one called Front Office Football. It looked like old school spreadsheets, but it was exactly what you would want.
They made 1 year they did, or 2 years they did the coach game.
Yep,
and I remember. I bought that son of a bitch.
And they still make it, but for soccer in Europe, it's called Football Manager.
Football Manager is great.
So if there is crossplay. Because I have it on Xbox. I mean, I can get it on PC, no problem.
No. If it's on Xbox, chances are you can crossplay because it's obviously going to be more cross. Because I'm on Microsoft, blah blah blah. So we'll see.
But that'd be kind of cool. Because like I said, I don't do online.
You guys are going to do an online franchise? Is that even a thing? Can you do that?
No, we can just take. Yeah. We could probably just take both the teams we have and play them.
Oh, you can. But we can do online franchise. That's what's cool about it. If you wanted to, if you had 32 of your friends. Everyone could have their own team, and you could run an online franchise.
Yeah,
that's pretty dope.
So, all right, I'm going to take off too. It was
okay. Cheers, gentlemen. Thank you very much for coming by.
All right. Bye, Joe.
I mean, yes,
Joe.